Good evening, everyone. Welcome to live coverage from the 2018 U.S. Go Congress, live from the College of William and Mary in Virginia. Now you're watching the game of Go. This is a very traditional strategic board game. So welcome, everyone, to the big night. Of course, today is round 8 of the U.S. Masters, which is a very prestigious tournament. So there's a total of 9 rounds. This is definitely going to be the decisive round. We might just see who's going to be the champion for this year. Now, this is a tournament with 90 minutes per player for each game, followed by 5 30-second BOM periods. So this means that each player would have 30-second periods. After they use that up, they will have more, but a limited number of those periods. If they use all their Byoyomi, they will just time out of the game. So it's a decent paced game. Players can take their time. Of course, this is a very high standard tournament, meaning that only AGA 7 Dan players and above or similar strength can be invited. So this is really just the best Go tournament in North America. And we're bringing you guys the round 8 match, which, as we said, is going to be very pivotal. So for the prizes, we have $5,000 for the winner, $2,500 for the runner-up, $1,000 for the third place, and of course, additional $2,000 for the best North American player. So now that could be on top of any of the top places. Well, we're keeping track of that with a crown in our info cards there. But yes, prize may be divided, but there will be tiebreakers. So it's going to be a very, very close race. We're looking forward to it. For the past, there have been a few winners. We only switched to the 9-round format in 2014. So far, Mark Lee, Tony Lin, Bao Yuan, and Wu Hao, both are all very strong players. So 3 of them, as you can see, strong amateur or professionals from China. However, this year, we have a different front runner for the tournament. As you can see, after round 7, we've been covering this for the whole week. So we witnessed a lot of exciting matches. An Dao-hoon, Korean 9-dan professional, is sitting at first place. He's the only person with 6 wins and 1 loss. And of course, we have 4 players with 5 wins and 2 losses. Ding Wei, Chinese 9-dan pro, Zirei Song, Chinese 1-dan pro. And of course, our best performing North American professional, Ryan Lee. He will be on board too tonight. Perhaps we'll get a look at that. Zhao Nian Chen, who's a very, very strong AGA 7-dan player, will be on board 1. He's currently in 5th place. Fu Bin, Chinese amateur 6-dan, he's done really well in the earlier rounds, but now he's 6th place with 4 wins and 3 losses. And of course, one of our favorite AGA pros, Andy Liu, is at 7th place. But he still has a chance to make it into the top few, so stay tuned for more updates. But I guess we shall take a look at the games tonight first. We still have a round tomorrow, so we encourage you to stay with our coverage on Saturday morning from 9 to 12. But of course, the game we're going to be looking tonight will be Zhao Nian Chen, AGA 7-dan amateur, versus An Dao-hoon, Korean 9-dan professional. So An Dao-hoon is definitely a very, very, very strong top favorite for this tournament right now. He's only dropped 1 game against, I believe, Andy Liu, 1-dan professional before, so that was a bit of an upset. But he still remains a strong favorite. So, of course, we'll see how Zhao Nian copes with the pressure here. It's very, very important, this game. But yeah, of course, before we go to the commentary, we'll just leave with a live action from the Strong Players Room, live from the Cellar Center in Williamsburg. So we'll be back later with more commentary from Stephanie Yin, 1-dan professional. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back from the break. This is the U.S. Go Congress. It's been 5 days. This is day 5 out of 6 for this event. This is the largest annual Go tournament and convention in North America. So we're glad to be joined by Stephanie Yin, 1-dan professional, here with us tonight. Stephanie, you've commentated for us on various occasions. We definitely enjoyed your thoughts during the ALF Open Go match. So welcome back.
Stephen. Thank you. Hi, everyone. And Stephen.
Yeah, so today this is another big stream, so we're really glad that you guys are tuning in on Twitch. So if you want to follow more of that coverage, please go to twitch.tv/USGoWeb. And we're talking about the game of Go over here for those who just tuned in. lots of people always ask, what am I watching, right? So this is Go. It's a very ancient strategic board game. So it's played with black and white stones, and kind of the objective is to surround your opponent, right? And if you surround more stuff, if you take over more, then you can win the game. So we thought that we might just try to explain some of the games today in a relatively slower fashion, so for everyone to understand. Hope you guys will enjoy the game so far. For those of you who have already tuned in to our past broadcasts, we've had 7 rounds before. We witnessed a lot of cool things. So, big moils are being destroyed, big dragons, so large groups are being killed. We see a lot of blood on the board, of course, those intense fighting. So yeah, who knows how this game's gonna go. We're just gonna jump right into it. So tonight we'll have An Dao-hoon, 9-dan professional of Korea, and Michael Chen, 7-dan amateur. Do you know any of these players, Stephanie?
So An Dao-hoon, this is his first time to compete in the U.S. Go Congress, I believe.
Right.
And then Michael Chen is is one of our famous North American players, even though he's an amateur, but he's 7-dan, and he has won a couple titles before in the U.S.
Right.
He's very strong amateur players in the U.S.
So both are very good players, and tonight looks like they're just gonna battle it out on this 19 by 19 board, as we say. A Go board, as you can see, has 19 intersections on each side. So it's actually a lot larger than a chessboard. So a chessboard is actually, you have 8 grids right, on each side.
16 pieces.
Yeah. So the Go board is much larger, of course. So there are lots of things that could happen on the Go board, which makes it very fun. Actually, if you tune into our previous broadcast back in April, this was, we actually had something called Twitch Plays Go. This was on the Twitch official channel. I really much enjoyed that. We actually aired a documentary called The Surrounding Game. I highly recommend you guys check it out. It's on Netflix. It's coming to Netflix at the end of August, I think. Michael was actually in that
one of the main characters.
Yeah. So, he's definitely one of the best players in North America. Very funny, very friendly character, but this is all serious stuff right here. And of course, he needs to beat An Dao-hoon, who is 6-1. So if Dao-hoon wins this game, he will have 7 wins and 1 loss. And we know that this tournament is 9 rounds. So if he wins the game tomorrow morning in round 9, he'll just win 8 games out of 9. So that will make him the champion of this year's U.S. Masters. So of course, whether he wins this game is still a mystery. We've always assumed that the 9-dan professional might have a better chance, but you just never know on the Go board, do you? So it's gonna be very exciting. There are currently 4 players who are 5-2 right now. So I believe that there's a very strong pack of players just waiting for An Dao-hoon if he falls from there's one divine spot that is the 6-1. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I thought let's catch up with the game a little bit. Actually, they haven't played this many moves because each game has 90 minutes per player.
Basic time.
Right. So actually, typically a Go game, it depends on the time settings really. If you play really fast, we've seen some of the lightning tournaments here at US Go Congress, which is pure madness. You just kind of, stones flying on the board and you don't know what's going on. That could take maybe like 30 minutes to an hour at fastest, right? But for games like these, we witnessed, in the past, U.S. Masters games which should take like 4 hours, 3 hours, and
that's great.
These players are really just battling it out for the fame and the glory. So yeah, it really depends on the time settings. Of course, the players can take their time, which makes it really nice because Go sometimes requires a lot of thought. You have to figure out what your plan is before playing the next move. Right.
That's correct. So the basic time is 90 minutes, and then after the basic time, we goes to the Biumi time, right?
Right.
And is 5 periods of
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay.
So as we explained in the intro there, this means effectively if player is in Byoyomi, then they will have 30 seconds to play a move. And if they fail to play a move within that 30-second period, they will lose that period. So they will probably have 4 left if they started from 5. And if they lose other periods, then they lose the game. So there are consequences to losing Byoyomi periods. So they have to be very careful when we get to later stages. And maybe that could just happen today. So yeah, we never know what's going to happen on the Go board, like we said. We'll be very happy to see Michael win, of course. If you want to check out more basic rules as we speak, actually there was one video we did during the Twitch broadcast. So you can definitely search that. But we also have a few front panels. We just kind of been decorating our channel there. So there are some links just below this video to find out more about Go in general. And of course, just finding places to play. This is kind of the official channel of the U.S. American Go Association. So there are many chapters, many clubs for you to find out more about this great game. So you can also follow our channels there. But we have a YouTube that's kind of recordings of our commentaries this week, and more coverage on Facebook and Twitter as well. So,
all right, so let's go to the game.
That's a good intro, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm glad I did well under pressure. We have many viewers watching tonight, actually 3,000 as I was told just now. So that might be more now. So I want to thank you for tuning in today. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at the game.
So the 9-dan Andahun is taking black.
So how does a professional Dan system work? I know that you're Chinese 1-dan professional yourself, and Andahun is 9-dan professional. So how does that work exactly?
So there are 3 ways for professionals to promote to the higher dan level. The first is just a promotion dan tournament every year. So if you want to win, so usually we have 12 games. If you can achieve 70% out of 12 games, you're able to get to the next dan level. And the second way is if you are able to, or if you win one of the international tournament, you go all the way to 9-dan. So you don't have to promote one by one. You go all the way to 9-dan.
So you skip straight to 9-dan.
Yeah, but you have to win the champion. And there's a third way is, now we have a more and more international tournament, even the national tournaments, and we do have the ratings. So if we win one game, our rating will go up. So if we achieve to the 2-dan level rating, then we are able to get 2-dan.
Right.
So there are 3 ways that we can promote our dan levels.
Yeah, so this means that, An Dao-hun is 9-dan professional in Korea. He must be quite strong, right?
Yeah, he's very strong.
Oh, yeah. He's as we've explained, he's one of the red-hot favorites of this year's tournament. We actually have a total of 18 players for a 9-round tournament, but already 2 9-dan professionals, right? So that's actually, even for us, that's like the first. We've covered, U.S. Masters for years, but we've never had, 2 9-dans
to compete in the master divisions.
Right. They actually played each other this morning, that game was very fun. If you want to check out the VOD, feel free to, of course. But yeah, Michael is also very strong, right? He's AGA 7-dan. I think in the AGA, they also have amateur ranks, right? So 7-dan is the highest?
7-dan is the highest. I believe in China is the highest amateur dan level you can reach, as well as in the US.
Right. So both are very strong players, of course. That's sort of a very good level to achieve, of course, if you are just starting, and that you could set that as one of your goals. I'm still trying to reach 7-dan myself, but I'll try to get there.
Very soon.
Yeah. So An Dao-hun has been doing pretty well in this tournament. We've seen various games in previous rounds. So he played against Ryan Lee, 1-dan professional, which we saw in one of the previous rounds.
It was a very close game, and Ryan lost both of them made a small mistake in the opening, fighting the co-fight on the board, but unfortunately Ryan made the last mistake, so that Ryan lost that game. But now and the Andahun, so it's a 7 win and a 1 loss.
6 wins and 1 loss.
6 win, and the game he lost is actually one of our North American pros, Andy Liu, and that game was very exciting as well. And Andy won the game in a very short time, right? It didn't take long in that game.
Yeah. He was like in commanding position, so he was doing really well there. So everything can happen here. Of course, let's check out the opening. We've been a few moves behind, but I think we're still okay. The players are taking their time, so I thought tonight we'll just take a sort of maybe a different approach. We can explain things a little bit more. If you checked out our Facebook Elf event, obviously that was very high level stuff, right?
Right.
You were there. And so Black just takes the start point.
And then both players take the star points.
So why are they doing this in the opening?
So I guess after we played some games against the Elf, and according to the Elf team, the computer doesn't like a 3-4 point that much compared with the start point, especially the Chinese opening. The Open Go really doesn't like the Chinese opening because they think it's not efficient already by playing 3 moves on the board. Yeah, but I guess for our human players, this is still fine, right? It's still a good opening to start with. Yeah.
It's still normal.
But I think it's for the very high level players. They think if they like 20% or 10% behind, according to ALF percentage, they already feel I'm already behind in the opening. So that's why they try to avoid the opening that has been decided not very good for Black.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what ALF we're talking about, is not the character. So it's actually an AI program. So it's developed by Facebook. We actually had a special event with it. So as you probably heard, for those of you who just tune in, you've probably heard about AlphaGo before. So AlphaGo was really groundbreaking program in 2016, which defeated Lee Sedol, who was the world champion at that time. So right now there are a lot of artificial intelligence programs that can give us all these analysis, right? Previously we thought that was going to be impossible. Now we have all these percentages of helping us to see what
it's really
better moves
helpful.
are. Yeah. But yeah, in this game it's a fairly common opening, right? Both players taking star points. So in the Go game, you're trying to always take the corners.
The corners always first because we have the. So in any game, we have the 3 stages: the opening, mid-game, and end game.
Right.
So in the opening, the corner is always the biggest place to play because it's the most efficient. So the difference between Go and other board game is for most of the other Go games, in order to win, we have to capture something, or we have to kill something, right? Or we have to take away our opponent's something. But in Go, it's kind of equally again.
Yeah.
We get something and our opponent gets something, but as long as we can get more things than our opponents, then we can win the game.
Right, so we just keep building stuff, right?
Right, building up stuff. So the ultimate goal of this game is to build up the territory. If we have more territory, then we win.
So why the corner over the side or the center in the very beginning? Because there are so many spots to play, right?
Right. So that's a good question. So this game is about the efficiency of each move or effective of each move. So let's say we use 8 moves now. So if we use 8 moves in the corner, now I'm gonna count how many points we get, and if we use 8 points on the side,
that takes more stones, right?
If we use 8 stones in the center,
oh wow, that's a small area.
it's an even smaller one, a smaller territory. So once a group of stones surround one area on the board, that's called a territory, and each intersection point inside this surround area is called points. So now we can see black has 16 points in the corner.
Yeah.
And on the side, we only have 8 points. And if we surround the territory in the center, we can only get 4 points. So that's why we always start from the corner inside, and the last place is the center.
Right. So I kind of imagine it, as building walls, right? Like for this territory here, like black only needs to build 2 sides because, like, I guess this is already like natural border, right? But when black uses 8 stones to build like all 4 sides, then that takes more effort, right?
Right.
So you can surround less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct, because we have to surround the four sides instead of 2, because
Yeah.
that's already the last line on the board. So we don't have to surround other actual two walls here.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, that's why we play at the corners. I'm sure if you've already seen some Go, you
Probably
already
already
figured that
know
out.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, just explanation, for everybody who just kind of tuned in and wondering who this game is or what this game is.
So the next move is
Yeah.
kind of surprised me, because since both players decided to take a 4 star points, I thought the next move will be the AI move, jump to the
my
center,
God.
jump to the corner right away.
This again.
But yeah.
Yeah, this seems to be. I saw this a lot in the AlphaGo games, right?
Yeah, and also as well as Open Go games, you just see the pair Go with 2 human players. They took the 4 corners by playing a 3-3 invasion.
Right.
But black didn't choose the 3-3 invasion instead of
Yeah.
approach.
So it's a simple approach.
And then now white jumped to the corner.
Oh, okay.
White decided to take the corner before black. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so in order to respond to 3-3 invasion, there are
It's
2
a new
ways.
age.
Correct. And then there are 2 sides that you can respond, right?
Yeah.
So in this situation, I think blocking here is better, because since you have more space on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, so did black play here?
I guess so.
No,
Oh no, black from the
black
other side.
played here. Oh, that's
So,
very surprising.
I guess this
Okay.
move is like aiming to kind of take away the corner, right? So black usually has like 2 ways to block. Why did black block here?
So there are some other. So the classic joseki is like this. This is the classic joseki, and white will live in the corner with a sente.
Yeah.
So if black played this joseki, I don't think it's very good for black, since this side will give black more territory and influence. But this side now is not 100% blocked. There's a
Right.
still gap underneath.
Yeah.
So if black choose blocking here, I think black is ready to start the immediate fight by enclosing here. So if black plays here, then the white has to play here, and then there's a cutting point on the top. So you will bring the immediate fight right now. So I guess the reason why black wants to block here is to start a fight.
Right.
Otherwise, black will definitely block here, since there's more territory on the other side. Okay.
So actually, block from this side here. So let's see how this game goes. We have 4.5 thousand viewers right now, which is I was told by our producer here, the people working behind the scenes. They also demanded us to let everyone know that Go has been broadcast live for a long time. That's actually interesting. I didn't know that was broadcast on radio since 1953. But yeah, of course.
Wow, that's really early.
Yeah. And actually, if you do a bit of history digging, Go was actually first on TV in Japan in 1963, which opened the door for the rise of the televised sports or just esports in general. So nowadays we have all these popular games like StarCraft, Overwatch. We have all watched tonight. It's on the Twitch homepage. But yeah, Go was really the thing that started it all. So it's been around for a long time. So.
All right, so let's see what black responded after this move. Okay,
So
my guess was
this
correct.
AlphaGo Joseki here. So kind of a set pattern. What a Joseki means is usually people have studied it for a long time and decide that this is the way to play.
Because since black already chose this side, and now we can see this side has a smaller potentials, right? So if we just blocking here, then the original blocking here is not the correct move because blocking here will give more territory on the other side. So that's why black decided to fight immediately. And now we have extra stones to support the fight on the other corner. Okay.
So this is why black decided to block.
And then black now blocks.
White honeys.
And then
white cuts.
Yeah, because that after this exchange, now we can see there's a double Atari here.
Right.
Right. So if white cuts here directly, then black is going to take this spot. And then that's kind of a double sente. So the sente. So what is the sente?
So sente. Terminology time again.
Yes.
So sente actually comes from Japanese, as you're probably aware of. A lot of the Go terminology comes from Japanese. So like Atari, for example, you may have watched the anime that's called Hikaru no Go. You may have heard that before. Or you've watched, there are a lot of movies that have Go cameos. My favorite one's A Beautiful Mind. So that was the story of John Nash. Also a lot of Go there. But so sente, let me explain just the terminology here. It's kind of like, you're in the driver's seat, so you have the initiative, right? So if you play a sente move, then usually your opponent has to follow, right? So then it's still your turn.
Right. So it's kind of a forcing move.
Yeah. So if it's your turn, you can always make your opponent do something, right? Which is so you want to be in control of the game.
Right. So after white has the sente here, then after white cuts here, now we can see there's double Atari.
So there's like a weakness.
Right. And then this is called double Atari because if black connects here, the stone will get captured.
Right. So one of the basic rules of Go, of course, if all the liberties, which are the adjacent intersections, are surrounded, then it's taken away. So you don't want that to happen, of course. So just explaining some basic rules there.
So if white cuts here directly, and then black now is able to take the sente on the bottom. So now we can see the double Atari is no longer exist on the board. So that's why white wants to play the sente underneath first, and then come on the top and cut.
Yeah.
And then now white is able to save the stone on the second line, and that's also another sente.
Right.
And
so white got his cut, right?
Right. So the corner now is already alive. So white now needs to separate black and attack one of the groups. Because the corner is very small. The territory in the corner is very small.
Right.
So in order to get more profit in this corner, white needs to attack one of the groups.
So it's like, white made a settlement, right, in the corner. So now he's alive. He has a camp. He has a base camp. But in order to achieve more, he needs to do a little bit more, right?
Okay.
That's actually what he did.
And then
pushing here, black actually jumped to side. Why did black jump here?
So what white is trying to do is white wants to push on the top because this stone now only has a 2 liberty left, so it's pretty weak. So in order to make the group stronger, white wants to get some sentes first. And then white still have the initiative. So that if we get some help on the top, now we can come back to attack the 2 stones. And now we can see the 2 stones are almost surrounded. So that's why black doesn't want to see this happen because these 2 stones are important as well. And then black chooses to jump here to protect these 2 stones. Okay, and I believe white will hane here.
Oh, you just play that immediately.
Yeah, I think that's the next move.
Right.
Since black already focused on these 2 stones, so white has to do something on the other side.
Right. Okay. So this is like the most important spot, right?
Right now, yes. Okay. Also, this move is called hane on the head of 2. Yeah. So that's actually one of the very important shapes in Go. We should always try to avoid these shapes for black because now you can see the 2 stones only have a 2 liberty left, and later on when white goes here, now black becomes a connect and die. So connect and die means if you connect and the entire group is in self Atari, so that white can capture the entire group. But I think in this situation, because these two stones are more important right now, so black needs to take care of these two stones first, and then let white hane here. But usually this is a very good position for white.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, and you just saw that in the blink of an eye right there. So I mean, that's an impressive skill level.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And so everybody now is watching this our game. You should remember this shape. When you have a one stone on the other side, and then the hane on the head of a two is very important shape to attack your opponent groups. Yes.
So, I mean, how should we, learn to see these things, right? Initially, there are always a lot of groups on the board, so we don't know what to do. How should we, learn this game like faster? How should we improve? I mean, you are a very impressive example yourself, being professional. So you're a model for all of us to learn from, really. I'm just curious, how did you, get this good at Go? Like, what was the training process like?
So that would be a long story. So in order to make it short, so in China, so back that time, it's very competitive. So every year we only have 2 numbers for girls who can actually become a pro. And so we go to a Go school, and then we study in the normal school in the morning, but we have to do a lot of Go problems and play a lot of games and get some game reviews from our teachers and training every day.
So you just dedicate your life to Go, basically.
Right, because every year there's only two girls that are able to become a pro, and you also have an age limit. If you are older than 20, you're not allowed to become a pro anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody has to be under 20 in order to join the pro test.
Yeah. So the competition is very tough, right? Because there must be a lot of aspiring young players who want to become professional.
Right. But nowadays it's becoming better and better. So there are more people can become a pro in China now, even in Japan and Korea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good. I mean, it's probably too late for me to become pro, right? I can still get better.
Not late, because now we don't have any. We do have some age limit in some divisions, but now we have one division is open to the public, so everyone is able to become a pro if you want to.
Oh, that's nice. That's gonna get my training sessions in, so that'll be fine. Well, let's take a look at the game. Try to catch up a little bit. We're not that much behind, as you can see from the real board in our broadcast here. They haven't played a lot of moves, so maybe just taking their time, collecting their thoughts. I just learned recently that Michael was playing soccer this afternoon. We have here we have like soccer tournaments sometimes. Some fun events when there's not much going on. So I hope he's fine. We're in Virginia. It's really hot and humid here, so hopefully he'll be okay.
Right here.
So yeah, white leaned. Played a nice move here. It seems like a very interesting shape, right?
So I was just thinking about this move might be a small mistake, I will say, but it was not a very serious mistake. Surely we made this exchange first, and then since the ladder now is working for white, so the ladder is one of the basic capture techniques. So you can use the ladder to capture your opponent's stones if it's working.
Yeah.
But now since there's a white stone here, so apparently, obviously now it's not going to work, because eventually white is going to connect with that stone.
It's going to collide with his own stone, right? So black cannot capture that.
Right, so that means black now is not going to start the ladder, and then black now is almost to get surrounded. So now we need to escape. So after this exchange, then white can come back to attach here. So now when black goes here, you will go back to the original Joseki, fighting with the group on the right side. But if black wants to tenuki, if black wants to go somewhere here, and now you can see the two exchange moves here is actually helping white for the fight here.
I seem so.
Yeah, so it's better position now for white compared black directly jump here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Michael made a small mistake. He should have made this exchange first and then attach.
So that was already a mistake, Michael. I mean,
I won't say the huge mistake, but I will say the small mistake. Yeah, because now you can see black jump on the fourth line. It's easier for black to escape. But if we can make this exchange, black is still on the third line or the second line.
So second line from the right.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check in with the game how Michael, but actually he's also known as Zhang Lian Chen. As you can see the overlay there. We're just calling Michael because we know him all the time.
Yes.
He's actually a pretty funny guy, as we said. He did the commentary the other day here, one of the Renton Cup games. So that was one of the youth tournaments. But
and then
you would say that he already made a mistake, right? So black is getting away with it.
So now black is taking a better position on the right side, and since white has a cutting point on the top, white can really do something on the bottom. So I would say, black is slightly leading in this local fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like black seems to be getting by okay. Like this group is settled, and there's no real danger with that group.
Yeah, black already have a one eye, and white played a ninth move here.
Yeah.
And then black jumped. And white pincered.
So what's a pincer exactly?
Pincer is the move usually you counterattack your opponent's group. So for example, if black approach white corner now, white has two responses. The first one is just very calm and peaceful style, just enclose your corner. And if you want to attack the stone, now you can pincer here. So it's like you use two or more stones to attack one stone in the middle.
Seems like it's like sandwiching the stone in between.
Yes, correct. Okay, so now white is doing the sort of pincer here, even though white only has one stone. But now white is kind of squeeze black in.
Yeah. So black needs to kind of run out. Right.
Right. So black jumped.
And white.
And white approached. This is a very big move. Yeah. So after this move, white gets some eye space on the bottom. So now white doesn't need to worry about this group anymore.
Yeah.
So we can focus on the fight over here.
Right. How do you evaluate this position so far? We call it with actual game progress.
It's still too early to say who is leading, but in order to judge the whole board, we do counting sometimes, but still in the opening, so we can't count exactly how many points we have, but we can do some estimate. So now white has 9 points in the corner, and this corner is not enclosed, and this corner around 10 points. So on the board, white has 25 points, around 25, and black has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have 9 here and 10 over there, so 19, and we do have some points here. It's kind of 4 for white.
Right.
6 for white, so that's 25.
But I guess there's Comey, right? Because white's going second, black's going first. So we need to have some, compensation for white going second.
So the Comey is, according to AGA rules, is a 7.5 points Comey. So at the end of the game, we're going to add 7.5 points to white. So now on the board, white has 25 points plus Comey 7.5. That's a 32.5 points for white with Comey. Yeah, okay.
And you just mentioned that black had 19 points or something?
No, I haven't counted black yet. Okay, so black has this side. So I can't say this is all black's territory, but we can assume this is black's territory since the white group on the top is very weak. So now black has 20 points over here, and maybe 2 or 3 points over there.
Yeah.
And then this corner is not enclosed. So I think at this point, white is leading in the territory, but still, black is stronger than white because black only has one weak group in the middle, but white has 2 weak groups. Yeah. So usually you have to pay something to taking care of the weak groups.
So how would black do that here? Because he's got a weak group, as you said, right? And then it seems like white's kind of settled here, but there's still a lot going on in the center.
Right. So I don't think black is going to respond this move because if black responds to this move, now white has the sente, so that white will take the initiative and play in the middle. And also this is called a cap. try to surround black.
Yeah.
So now black is kind of lost the control. So I think black now needs to do something to these 4 stones.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the actual game.
Oh, black actually capped. Well, counter capped.
Okay, that's very important move. So it's like the vital point at this moment. If black plays this move, now we can see black jump to the center, and it's very, it's solid. It's become more solid. But white is kind of in the middle, right? And it doesn't have any eye space. It's almost getting closed. But if white plays here, now we can see white is enclosing black.
Yeah.
And white is now jumping to the center. So this is a very important move at this moment.
So it's kind of like the pivotal point, right? If black gets this move, you know, it's all sunny days ahead for black. But if white, you know, manages to cap here, then he might just have the upper hand in this battle, right?
Right. So in the opening, we do have a lot of big places. For example, this is a big place because that's the big place to enclose your corner. Now, everything in the corner is almost yours.
Yeah.
But we should, if we have urgent plays, such as this move, we should, we should always take the urgent plays. And then we can take a big place because we do have a lot of big plays on the board. But the urgent plays is only 1.
Yeah. So the board is usually kind of wide open, right? But you really have to focus on, you know, just where your groups are, how to rescue them if they're weak.
Yes.
You know, how do you attack your opponent if they're, you know, invading and being too aggressive, right?
Right. And also one of the most important concept in Go in order to win is the timing. So timing is very important. If we lose the time, the good time to attack our opponent, then we lose the chance forever. So the timing is very important as well.
Yeah. So black actually didn't play the big move, but black played the urgent move. I see. Yeah, we're gonna catch up with the game here, just right here. We have over 5,000 viewers on Twitch, I believe. So hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's fantastic. You know how this week we've been getting you know, so many people who never seen Go just tune in because we don't usually have a lot of these like big broadcasts. We had one in San Francisco a few months ago, and even then we were just feeling, you know, how people were fascinated just seeing this game for the first time. Yeah. And then, so white attached.
Black Hornet.
Black Hornet. And white bumps.
And then black now needs to connect the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh, it looks like we're cut up again. So players are taking their time now. So you said this group is weaker?
Yeah, because now you can see white is playing I will call it a thank you move because when we were counting the territory over here, I said this is a very large extension on the side. It's, you can see this is really black's territory. But after these 2 exchange moves here, and now we can say this is a black's territory because white now is helping black to build up the territory on the bottom. It's because now white is very weak, and white has to do something to take care of the weak groups.
So I guess the right way to build territory is not, you know, it's build like, you know, the boundaries like we've just demonstrated, but it's kind of natural, right? So here it seems like, you know, there's no way
we have to use a natural way to build out our territory.
Yeah. So in game actually. So this is kind of black's turf. Now, so if white invades here, white's gonna die. However, white did not do that. White
double hardened on the outside. I think this is a very strong move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very risky as well. You know, Michael's style is he is you know, it's not easy to win against him because. His style is hard to catch. Does it make sense to you? It's like he doesn't have very.
It's unfathomable.
Yes.
Is what his style is.
So for a lot of I would say for most of the strong players, they have their own styles and they use their styles in all games they play.
Right.
But Michael kind of a change depending on the opponent.
Oh, he's playing mind games, right?
Yes.
That's what he said on the other day. He said he likes to play, you know, psychology. He likes to do the psychology analysis. and he just wants to make it complicated for his opponent.
So I think he's using some different style in this game, since he's playing against a Naidan, and he maybe wants to he wants to make the board more complicated so that he has more chance to win. So that's why I think that he played a little bit aggressive move for this one.
Right.
Yeah. So usually when we have a one cutting point, we want to fix it right away, right? And by extending it and then just connecting.
Of course, black can cut. Otherwise,
and white now can net.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the simple way to follow up this sequence. But in the actual game, Michael played this. Now you can see there's 2 cutting points.
Right.
And I think he's looking for some cut over here. And he is also trying to trick black. So I think he's looking for this variation. So this is very obvious killing move to this stone.
Yeah,
right?
It seems like the stone's cut apart.
Right, but now we can sacrifice the stone on the left.
Yeah.
And then push from the other direction.
Ouch.
And then since now black only has 2 liberties left, and black now needs to increase more liberties, and after white blocks here, now we can see the entire group here is dead. So I think that's the plan for him. But I'm kind of a little worried about him as well, because since he's playing against Naidan, of course the Andahun also sees this move. So I'm worried if black cuts on the top, what is Michael going to do?
Oh.
So now white has two groups, 2 weak groups, right? So we will see.
It's normally not very good to have 2 weak targets, right? Because you're gonna have to go back and forth between which one to save. You have to give up one of them maybe. So yeah, it could be a risky start, but already a fascinating game, of course. So I think the players just taking their time thinking about moves now. So, but this is already a great start. We're just kind of see how this game goes. And actually, black did Atari.
Atari here. Interesting.
What's going on?
This is what.
Is this Michael's mind games?
Yes, and I think this if white connects here, black now needs to sacrifice the stone on the top. Otherwise, the group on the right side is gonna die. Maybe black is worried about if black cuts the group on the top, and then white now is going to sacrifice the entire group,
Right.
and then come back to. Or black jumps here, and now white can kind of turn away and kill the stone on the left side.
So it's. But it looks like white's given those 5 stones up, right? He's not rescuing them; they're just kind of dead. They're laying there.
So these trade here, even though what black killed the 1 group on the top, so it's only like 20 points. And by killing this stone in the corner, it also gives the white 20 points as well. So it's an even trade.
I see. So maybe black didn't want that.
Right, because now we sacrifice the weak group, so we kind of take care of the, I would say, the endangered group. Now we don't have to worry about the weak group anymore, right? And then we still get something in the corner.
So yeah, we just got rid of the these stones, and now we can have our own
territory
here
in the corner.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so in the actual game, black didn't play the Atari on the top. Instead, black Atari on the. So white didn't move yet, right? White didn't play any move on the board yet.
Right.
I wonder what is white
that's
thinking
obvious,
about.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps he's he's doing his mind tricks. Right? I guess it's possible. We got a question from chat actually as we speak. So actually, black ignored white in the upper right. We're talking about, of course, this corner here. When white approached, black actually kind of just ignored it, played elsewhere. In Go, that's called tanuki. Again, another Japanese term for you there. But the question is, what is white's follow-up here? So I guess for this
so
corner.
later on, we can just double approach and attack the stone.
So yeah, from both sides.
Yeah, right. And I think at the end, black somehow has to come back to that corner and do something. Otherwise, when when white plays a double approach here, this stone now is very dangerous.
Yeah. I can feel that.
But now,
Yeah, great question, by the way. We have 5.7 thousand, so 5,700 viewers just tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, you're watching a game of Go, so this is just the beginning. So lots of more bloody fighting to arrive, maybe.
yes. Now we're already fight.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
already fighting in this area.
I already see groups being torn apart. Black Ataris, white extends.
And now there's an obvious cut here, so black needs to do something. I think the next move will be blocking on this side. Because blocking on this side, obviously, is not working. There's a cut over here, which we already showed before. So... Right.
I don't know. What should black do here?
I think black needs to block here. Yeah, so after black blocks here, then the cut on the top now it doesn't work anymore.
Oh,
so
because...
black can just use the ladder to kill the stone.
Right.
Yeah, and also on the other side, these two stones, it's very hard to save these two stones as well. So if white goes here, black now can just simply connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a tricky position for white here. So I guess both players are just really taking their time to read out this position here. So it's all serious stuff. I mean, this is round 8 of a very, very important tournament. So they're definitely going to take their time. While Michael or Zhang Lianchen might be a very funny guy, humorous person. It's all fun and games in real life, but on the board, it's definitely not at the moment. So I guess we'll just take a break right now and check out the game progress later. We have actually also have another board. Board 2 that's also being recorded. We can maybe take a look at that. Tonight we have plenty of games to get our eyes on. So we can definitely do that if that's what you want.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, I would just love to check out the live action, I think, just from all of our strong players. We have lots of exciting matchups for you tonight. Of course, this is the US Open Masters 2018, so we'll be just right back after the break. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Keep the questions coming. Of course, Go is a very, very fascinating game, so we hope you stick around. Hey guys, welcome back from the break. You're watching the US Masters Round 8. This is live from the US Go Congress in Williamsburg, Virginia. I'm back with Stephanie Yin, one-time professional. So pretty good commentary we just had. Thank you so much for that. We're just watching board 1. That was, I believe that was Michael Chen, Zhang Lianchen, amateur 7-dan taking white against An Da-hoon, 9 professional Korea. So that game is, very interesting. We see a lot of sacrifice, a lot of fighting already. Looks like the game is kind of slightly good for black, but we'll kind of check back on it later. We have just 2 very exciting games going on. We saw the draw and we knew that we're gonna be kind of going back and forth. This is too good to kind of miss out. So I thought we must check on board 2 a little bit, see if we can catch up. Of course, the board 2 has 2 players. So. Ding Wei, Chinese 9-dan professional,
another
taking
9-dan pro
against Ryan Lee, 1-dan professional. You must be very familiar with that name.
And also he is one of our North American pros.
Right.
So now how many pros do we have in North America?
I believe for the AGA pros, I think we have 5. So there's namely Andy Liu, Ryan Lee, Eric Lui, Calvin San, Gan Shengshi. So 5 AGA pros we have. Actually, 3 of them are with us at this Congress. Yeah, so they've done really well actually. Andy Liu, of course, defeated An Da-hoon, the front runner the other day. Then Ryan almost put up a incredible fight against An Da-hoon as well. So both of them are very strong. Ryan, if you follow Go tournaments, you already know that it's happened. He defeated Chen Yaoye, one of the top Chinese non-professionals, and that was quite the upset. At that time, we're all surprised, but it just goes on to show how strong our North American pros are. They could perform very strongly in these tournaments as well. So that's all very exciting. So hopefully we'll see more strong players emerging from North America, of course, if this is only your first time seeing this game, don't worry. There's still plenty of learning resources you can take up. Just check out the links below this video. We have some links to get you started, of course. The rules of Go are actually quite simple. They just take 5 minutes to learn. When I was a kid, I just kind of thought, okay, there's still surrounding, right? So there's a stone, and then you kind of have to surround all these 4 places. But that's kind of about it. So, so the rules are very easy to learn. So I hope you definitely will check this game out.
Okay, so why don't we just go to the second board?
Oh yeah, of course. I know you can't wait to see this one, right?
Yeah, because this is the first time we have been seeing the two 9-dan pros ever played in the Master Division. So we have never had them before.
Right.
So it's very exciting to see their games.
When we actually earlier today we had an interview with Ding Wei, Chinese non-dan professional. He's one of the coaches now. He actually said in an interview that he was very impressed. I think with the just the strength of North American pros. He came here. This was his first tournament.
He used to be called the one of the 7 dragons in China. Because there are.
He was a legend.
So there are 7 strongest young pros at that time, and he was one. He is one of them.
Yeah. But yeah, even if someone even someone as strong as Ding Wei said that he was really impressed by how well our North American pros are doing. So I mean that's very good news. We just hope that there will be more in the future. So, but without further ado, he's about to play one of our own AGA 1-dan pros. I guess he'll be rooting for Ryan here.
Okay, let's see.
So
Ryan is taking white or
Ryan's taking white.
White. Okay, so Ding Wei is playing black.
Yeah. So just same opening, start point, and
3-4.
3-4. So 3-4.
And a high approach.
High approach. It's already a lot different from the previous game.
So this opening is actually one of AI's favorite opening as well. So AI doesn't usually play a Chinese opening or 2-3-4 points.
Yeah.
But AI likes to play 1 start point with 3-4 point and then approach.
So kind of like a hybrid, of the 3-4 style and the start point.
Right. And then white attached.
White attaches.
Okay, black honeyed.
Black honeyed.
Extend.
Pulls back. This is looking like one of the AlphaGo.
Joseki.
Joseki as well. Oh, maybe not yet.
And then black Tanuki. Because really when white black goes here, the classic Joseki is followed by these 2 moves.
Right.
But nowadays, we stopped it here. So the AI showed us first. You could either Tanuki and play some fast style opening, or you can start pincer the group here. Yeah, so I think the reason why black and Tanuki here is because black doesn't want to lose a sente in the corner. So black decided to enclose the corner right here.
Yeah. So right now we're just, now that we're just keeping these stones light, right? By just playing away, going for speed in the opening.
Right.
So yeah, let's see how this game goes.
Usually in the opening, you want to take the most biggest area on the board so that it will help you to develop more territory in the mid-game. So that's kind of one of the very advanced strategy in the opening, which Ding Wei is using right now.
Yeah. So actually, in this game, we'll see how this game goes. Ding Wei has played P4, which is like a one space high enclosure, I guess I would say. So it's just kind of defending this corner here.
Right. Okay, and then white played approach.
I played approach, yeah. So yeah, this is just the beginning.
Right. High pincer.
High pincer. So you mentioned like this pincer earlier. Right. There are different types of pincers. I guess it really is up to you, depending on the distance and just the location, right? Because it could be on the 4th line, it could be on the 3rd line.
Right.
So how would you determine, or is it just like feeling?
I think it's one of the reasons is which Joseki you feel more comfortable to play with, to use on the board. Or in this game. So some people like the one space low pincer, or some people like two space high pincer. I think both are good. Yeah, so it only depends on what Joseki you like or fits your style.
Right. Just play with the one you're comfortable with, right?
Right.
So yeah, in this game at least that's Black's choice. Well, he has to play a Joseki he's familiar with. If he's sometimes your opponent could just play something that you don't know, and then you could get dragged in, and then that could be a disaster. I mean, this game they can't afford disasters like that because they're both under a lot of pressure to win this game because they're both 5 wins and 2 losses. So basically means they have to win this game to stay in the running, to be competitive, for the title.
Right. Okay, and so white double
approaches. So this is different from the previous situation, right? Like on the first board, we had this shape.
Right.
But,
so now Black has one more stone here, so Black has the initiative to start the fight.
Yeah.
To attack the stone on the on the right. Sorry. Okay. And Hanate.
Hanate. Let me look. Yep.
Extend.
Ooh.
Attach. Okay. So right now, White actually have 3 responses on 3 following moves for in order to respond this Joseki. This is the easiest one, and just give up the 2 stones on the bottom on the bottom, and then take the corner with the sente. So that's the easiest one.
Right.
But I think in this position, White doesn't like this opening very much, is because since Black already enclosed this corner, now you can see the potential in the center is very good for Black, and Black now is building a very strong wall on the top. It will help Black to even expand more later. So that's why White didn't choose this Joseki. But if White choose this one, and it will start the fight right now, and which I don't think it's Ryan's style. He's more, he was on 2 years ago, I think he was more attacking style, but after he watched AlphaGo, and he became a more balanced style. So he always waits until when the time is ready for him to start a fight.
Right. So he's become more of a mature player.
Yes,
waits for the right chance.
I would say.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what the arrival of artificial intelligence can do to the to-go players. I mean, I think it's a very good thing because it allows them to see better moves. They just running the analysis provides them a chance to become better players.
Right. And also you can see a lot of times when you see the AI games, AI always choose the Tanuki. And sometimes when you think that's the move you have to respond, but the AI just Tanuki, which is very surprising. But after you look at the games more times, and then you will realize, okay, so actually connecting here with the first intuition is actually not that correct or that not important.
Right.
So AI actually helped us or a lot of players, especially for a lot of strong professional players, to understand newer version Josekis and openings.
Right.
It's
so
very
this
helpful.
is like the new Joseki you're talking about here.
I think this is more new. It's more new Josekis, but we played this before. Yes, it's just becoming more popular and popular.
So how does this go? Why is White trying to attach here?
So White is trying to make some settlement here, and without hurting the stone on the other side. So if we jump to the corner, then we have to give up the 2 stones on this side. But if we start a fight like this, and then we're going to hurt the stones on the left side.
Yeah.
So by playing attachment move here, it's kind of White is dragging Black and forcing Black to respond, so that Black doesn't have enough time to attack the stone.
Yeah, seems like a more White's prompting a forceful response from Black, right? If Black doesn't answer here, then White's just gonna take everything.
Right. So like we talked about white is looking for sentes, and if black has a sente and it would settle this group first, and then white can jump back and take care of this weak group. Yeah.
That's wow, you explained that so well.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, so let's see how
it's like going to a Go player's mind.
Yeah, okay. And white now connected,
Yeah.
and the black connects again.
Just
Extend.
the stones down.
Okay, shoulder hit.
Yeah. So white plays the tiger smelt. So is this kind of a joseki here? Both players seem to have played, this sequence very quickly.
It's one of the josekis, but it's not as common as the 3-3 invasion. But like what we talked about after AI showed up, this becoming more and more popular.
Right. So I guess it's black's turn now. So black needs to
Black
block.
now needs to block here. Otherwise, if white jumps out, now you can see all the territory and potential is gone. So this is now it's the vital point to block here.
Because I think black is still going for the right side here, maybe.
Because you already enclosed the corner, and now you have some space between. So you don't want to lose this space. That's the main territory for black.
So that's obviously
So
what
after
black
this
did.
exchange, now white is able to start a fight on the top, because now white doesn't need to worry about the cutting point underneath. You already made a tiger's mouth.
Yeah. So white's already kind of, half settled on the right side.
Right. Okay. And what did a black play?
Oh, black in the game. Let's check the real progress here.
And
black.
then and then white jumped out.
Oh, white jumped out.
Because now, like what I said before, if we don't have the exchange here after black, let's say black played an enclosure move on the top, and if white wants to cut here, it's not going to work because there's another cut over here.
Wow.
So that's why Ryan made this exchange first. So now if black still continue the enclosure move on the outside, since you already made this exchange, the cutting point is no longer exists, so you're able to kill the corner.
I see. So in order to kill the corner, white defended
First.
his own cutting
Weakness
point.
first. Yes.
Right.
Okay. It's like when I was a kid, my teacher always make a joke to us. When you want to punch people, you always take your fist back and gain power, and then punch. And then that punch will be very powerful.
Right.
So we always pick our weakness first, and then attack.
Always, do this and then then attack. So actually, in a game, we already did that, so they know what's up. They clearly done this before.
Right. So now black needs to protect the two cutting points here. And at the same time, black is attacking, is giving more pressure on this white group.
Right. So, I guess white's doing the same thing now, just fixing the cutting points.
Because the same thing happens to white. Now we can see after the push, white has two cutting points as well. So white wants to fix the weakness first, and then
punch.
Yes.
So I guess black needs to fix his weakness as well. So it's mutually they're defending their own weaknesses here. So white did the same. Seems why did white just take this opportunity to play like a one space jump? It seems like rather slow.
I think the two space jump that'd be too far. So usually the two space jump is the best settlement move. If you can make a two space extension on your opponent territory, and then it's very hard to kill this group. But since we already have a one space extension on the other side, if we make a larger extension and later on we do have some weakness here.
Oh.
Right. So if white Atari on the top, now black is going to cut through.
And white's gonna take the stone maybe?
And then the three stones on the right is dead.
Okay. So black sacrificed that one stone, right, for larger profit.
Right. So I think the correct shape is one space jump here.
Yeah.
And then black now is able to enclose white and then connect all the weak groups together. And I think which black did in the actual game.
Perhaps. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And then that's also a sente, and white needs to make a live in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what white needs to do right now, and as precisely. Well, you really know Ryan's style, don't you?
And this is kind of a forcing moves.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
yeah, and also this is the biggest area on the board.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure about the next move.
Oh,
Okay,
black is too
and then
large
black
move here.
extended here. Yeah, so like what we talked about before, this is the main area for black. So if
Yeah.
black lose this area, probably black is no longer be able to catch this game up.
Yeah, because it seems like white settled here, so there's some corner territory we talked about before, and then white seems to have done pretty well on the top side, so he's likely gonna get some points there. But black doesn't really have a lot on the top right, so all the stuff is in the bottom right, maybe.
No, not yet. The territory on the bottom is the corner is black's corner, but the side is not settled yet.
Yeah. I just got a question from chat. Of course, we should remind you that Ding Wei, a 9-up professional from China, is playing as black. Ryan Lee, 1-up pro from Canada. He's actually an AGA pro, is playing white. So he'll definitely, he might be an underdog, some people might say, but you never know. Of course, he's toppled some giants before, Chen Yaoye, so he's pretty strong, this guy. So, yeah,
and so we things on Open Go, Facebook Open Go. It's already here, and we took a look at the game between Ryan and Chen Yaoye. And before we thought some moves are pretty good, but after we run the AI analysis, and it changed dramatically. A lot of moves we think was very good, but AI thinks, oh, you're already lost 20% and 30% on that move.
God.
Yeah.
He was there for that match, right? The Elf Open Go match.
Right.
By the way, if you missed that coverage, please check out our YouTube channel. I'm partially just still scared from the huge thunder outside. It's like we're in Virginia. It's like really, it's been like stormy.
Right, rainy all day.
Rainy all day here.
Right.
So very humid weather. I actually thought there was an earthquake for a second.
That was scary, to be honest.
I was trying so hard. I was trying so hard to stay calm. I was like,
Yeah, me too.
So back to the topic. If you missed our live commentary of that Alpha Open Go match, you can also check out our YouTube channel, which is also US Go Web. So make sure you follow us there. Give us a subscribe.
Okay. So black played this move and tried to get all the territory in hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Must be because this one was so good. There was a thunder outside.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's the signal to say
good,
this is a good move.
Yeah, we still have 6,300 people with us. So
okay,
that's good. All right.
All right. So next move, white played a cutting point here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this becomes even bigger after this extension on the board. And then white now needs to kill the stones here. And then black needs to actually move to settle the side, I think. Did the black play here?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So this is kind of a common continuation, right? So white's cut incentive, but black also just settles on the side.
Right, and also, so this is a kind of a preparation work. So what do you think? What white is preparing for?
We just talked about the strong areas here, right? So maybe white's planning something. He's gonna invade. So this seems like if you just imagine with your palms estimate this. I mean it's a huge territory, right?
Right.
So you can almost imagine that the fourth quadrant of the board is almost black's moil or a large territory. So I guess if white doesn't do anything, then this will be black's an ocean of black stones.
Right. Yeah. There will no chance for white to catch up.
Right.
So white now needs to invade somehow. And we have to find a good timing to invade. So I think the two exchanging moves here is to get some support before you invade. If we don't have the cut here now, you can see the home is so far away from there. So if we invade right now, but after we had these two exchange move over here, you feel the home is just right next door.
Yeah, because you can just kind of bridge over.
Right.
So it's it's very important that I guess if you want to carry out an operation, then you gotta find your friends right here and there. So it's just like a battle, right?
It's like a teamwork.
Yeah, like if you invade in your opponent's like base camp and your opponent's like chasing after you, you might want to have some forces right in the vicinity.
Yeah. So for Go games, really when you're trying to invade or attack, you always give yourself a back plan. You don't want to go too deep. You don't want to just give your a dead end, something like that.
Yeah.
You should. You always give you second plan for that.
Right.
Okay.
So,
and then white played here.
Oh,
okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, we start. Finally, we start a fight.
Yeah.
Yes, the fight. This is a small fight, but that's more relaxing fight.
Relaxing
But now
fight.
this is the real fight.
Okay, all right. Now the nerves are real.
And
oh wow, there's a huge lightning outside as well.
Okay. And
This is almost like Shakespearean weather for this type of game.
yes,
So, yeah,
white pushed,
I pushed and
black now needs to hane,
Yeah.
and white hanes,
nice.
and the black cuts, and white Atari. So
Ataris.
this is very straightforward. Yeah, because one of the so all of the stones are important. You can't be captured. And extend.
This almost reminds me of like when I was a kid, I played Capture Go, and then it's like the stones they're intertwined, right? They're cutting each other apart. And I was trying to figure out a moves to just capture the first stone.
Yeah, that's actually
work
the
to
good
win.
practice for beginners. So if you just learn this game, you can find your friends and start a capturing Go. It's very easy. Once you capture the stones, you win, and then you can start another game. It only takes you probably 5 minutes to play a game.
I mean, you can play as fast as you want to, right? But yeah, like I mean, I guess this is those are building blocks, right? If you want to be a strong player, you're gonna know those basics. And then this is just to practice reading because it's gonna be so difficult.
Right. Especially with some of the time controls.
Right. We have by the way, we have 90 minutes for each player. We'll keep providing with time updates here. Shouldn't be a problem for now because I imagine both players will still have plenty of time. But as the night progresses and the thunders arrive, louder and louder, we'll provide you with more time updates. So, so yeah, why just extend it here? I guess it's kind of a one-way street.
So yeah, black needs to kill the white stone over here by playing Atari. Oh no!
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Extend. That's a sente.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
also a sente because now the ladder works for black. So white needs to extend, and
that's
black
interesting.
Actually,
Yeah.
and now white needs to push.
Yeah. So this is almost a must play for both players, right?
Yeah.
Actually, there's a question. I guess a lot of people would ask, why doesn't black just block here?
It's because if black blocks here, now there's a cutting point, right? So
Oh,
white
yeah.
will cut here, and after white cut, there's only 2 liberties left. So
Right.
black needs to save the 3 stones. Otherwise, all white groups are connected. So these 3 stones are very important. And then white is going to pick another sente, and now
Oh wow.
white is going to start a master plan.
Is he giving this up?
Yeah, giving everything up on the left.
Wait, oh no, this is just dead.
Yeah, by killing black
okay.
corner. So exchanging the black's corner here and sacrificing the stones on the outside, it gives a lot of more benefit for white.
I see.
Yeah.
Initially, I was thought, this was so big, but I guess the corner would be a lot bigger, right? Because it used to be black's territory, and now it's invaded with all these points. So that's really, a lot more. Although this is just visually just 1 stone versus black's, 3 stones.
Right. So that's why black didn't block here.
Yeah. So it seems like both players are just reading this out in their head, right? Because in the game Go, you can't once you place a stone on the board, you can't take it off. So
No, it's permanently there.
Right. There are no do-overs. So you have to really read everything out.
Very
before,
carefully.
Make a decision.
Right. All right. And then
white
white hanes.
Oh, this one.
So since white now is living inside of black's territory, black now is mad, right? It's kind of mad
because crazy.
Yeah, as once white is able to live here, all the territory is gone. So black needs to take some action.
Right. I mean, as you can see, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. I guess this group is like mostly fine, so we won't count that. But there's four groups altogether, so it looks like they're gonna start a fight, right?
Right. Very serious fight. I think if white is not able to live here, the game is over because the territory here is too big.
Yeah. Does Ryan normally play like this? Is he usually like a very aggressive player?
Surely he is. When he's trying to make something settle, he's very confident. Otherwise, he won't start. So I think he is confident by living here.
Yeah.
Because we still have a lot of empty spaces.
Yeah. I guess we mentioned that already. He's a balanced player nowadays. But sometimes maybe just maybe he's letting his wild side come out here by invading deep, into black's territory here. So. Risky move, but we'll see how this turns out. Certainly it takes a lot of guts, I think, to play like this.
And then now white netted here.
Yeah.
And black cut. Okay.
So, I guess there's a lot of options for black. I was just thinking, well, white's netting, but
if black push, then the black got tricked,
Oh.
That's actually a very tricky move. So even though black has a Atari here, white is not able to connect because the 3 stones are dead.
Right, so this
go here, and black is going to Atari, and now black has 2 liberties and white only has 1. So black wins the liberty fight. But white is going to squeeze here. That's called a squeeze, one of the advanced techniques, strategies. So after you see the exchange moves here, now white has more stones on the outside. And then the double honey here is even another sente. So in order to save the huge group in the center, black needs to play some other moves like this. And then white will have another sente. So now since white has more sentes here, it's very easy for white to make the eye space on the bottom. Yeah, this is what white wants to do. But of course, Nighttime Pros sees this plan, right? And then, so Ding Wei caught it here without giving any help to white.
Oh, wow. This is really a played on the knife's edge. You can't make one mistake, otherwise you're just following your opponent's master plan here.
Right.
So yeah, white just attaches. Now this game is getting
more intense.
More complicated.
Yeah, because the corner now is getting weak as well. Okay.
So I guess when you're invading like your opponent's territory, you're constantly just observing the weak groups, right? Because if everything else is like strong, right? If you just it's like you going somewhere that's like maximum security and everything is made of pillars of iron, then there's no way for you out. Then you can't escape, right?
Right.
So, but if there's some weakness, just maybe, right? You can, find the weakness and try to settle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, which is white is trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, white attached, and I believe black needs to honey.
Yeah.
So can you? Yeah.
So
okay, black honey
nice.
and double honey, and then.
Yeah, we'll just try to catch up a little bit here. So Atari, white must connect.
Connects, and black connects here.
Black's just not giving anything away.
Yeah, and also this is a very important move for black to live in the corner as well. And I think it's time to save that stone now.
Yeah.
Okay, connects, Atari.
So I guess black's alive in the corner, right? Those 3 stones are dead. And then this white group is not alive yet.
Right. So white still need to find more eye space.
Yeah.
Okay. So attached, white, black got honeyed, jumped.
White jumps out.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
This is kind of flying.
Yeah. Stones flying.
Okay. It's because the cutting point here doesn't work for black. That's a self-Atari move.
Yeah.
Right, so
I would love that.
Yeah, so the AI played that move the other day in the Paragon. That was very surprising.
I love to look on Ryan's face when that happened.
Right.
So yeah, even computer AIs, these really strong programs can make mistakes sometimes. So, when you're using, those programs to review, just, have to be mindful of their mistakes too, because they might not be always right. I mean, we've seen computer programs misread ladders, right? So that certainly happened before. But yeah, most of the time they're pretty strong. So.
Yeah, I think the Go game is one of the oldest board game. I would say the oldest board game. And then it hasn't been any duplicated game before since it was started 4,000 years ago. And even computer cannot read all the variations. But the difference between human players and computer players is the computer players always be able to read. Having a better judgment than the human players.
So the computer program doesn't really, it's not really like they're trying to exhaust all the possible, variations, right? But rather just kind of putting a value on each move that, if they think the value is really good, then it's kind of like how a human player evaluates like different spots on the board, and then, they see, there's different, dots popping up, and they say, oh, that one's the best. Okay, I'll play that one.
Right. So sometimes as human players, we use our instinct or intuition to play that move. Yeah, but the AI players, they have a better judgment on the positions. So that's why they always beat us, because they have a better skill.
Usually, unless they somehow fall behind, they just go crazy, right?
Right.
So this seems like a very difficult position for white. Can you live here?
I think yes. White is able to live. So white is already. So before connecting here, white is able to Atari here first.
Sure.
And then maybe not. I don't have to Atari here. And then I just can connect an Atari first.
Yeah.
And then when I pull the stone back, since the corner is not 100% alive, and black still need to move to live.
So it's like a sente, right?
That's a sente, yeah, exactly.
We just talked about today.
Right, and then I can save this for a sente as well, because if black doesn't respond, I can capture, and this stone now has become a connect and die situation. So black needs to connect as well. So now I have a gote eye on the bottom. So if I block here, I have a one eye, but I don't have to make this eye directly right now. I can make some eye space over here first. So now you can see we have 8 spaces. So that's already enough to make 2 eyes. And plus, we have an actual eye on the bottom.
So why do you need 2 eyes to live? I guess this is a good question to explain for our viewers here.
Okay, so the reason why we need 2 eyes is because when, like for example, this was black's territory, right? Yeah, we already know if we build some other territory on the border, it's not going to help us to win. So we have to invade. So once you invade, you have to make a small tent, like a small tent inside of your opponent territory. So by leaving, we needed 2 eyes. The reason why we need 2 eyes is if we only have 1 eye. So once a group of stones surround at least 1 space. If we surround 2 spaces, that's also eye. But only need to 1 space. Okay, because it will save you some stones. So
you guys just surround everything here.
So if we have 1 eye, it's still not enough to help a group to make a lot, because after we get surrounded, this move is still a capture move, because this entire group only has 1 liberty left.
So notice that even though this stone has no liberties once it's played, because the opponent's stone, the opponent's group also has no liberties, right? So that would just be a capture. So the capture always precedes that.
So if we have 2 eyes, let's say we surrounded another space on the left side, and even though we got surrounded by black, and now if black plays here, black automatically dies because it doesn't have any liberty left.
So that's legal, right?
It's called an illegal point. And this is also an illegal point for black. So that means this group always has 2 liberty left. So there's no way for black to capture this white group. So that's why we always need to have 2 eyes, because you can always have 2 liberty left.
Reminds me of childhood when I was still learning these things. But yeah, like it's fascinating how the simple rules in Go can lead to so many different shapes like
Yeah, because
right?
the reason why we didn't even have any duplicate game before is because Go has a lot of variations, millions of possibilities, and everyone has a different strategies and different creativity. So different people will create different openings.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of Go.
Yeah, just from like simple stones, right? Because they're all the same from the point of view, in terms of game design, they're just identical, black and white pieces, right? So no stone has a special role, unlike in chess, I guess. You have kings, you have queens, you have bishops, but every stone is the same function. And then I think even for our viewers who are just tuned in, as you can see here, this is the game of Go, and you can still sort of understand what's going on this board right now, because white has a string of stones, right, that are kind of in between, a lot of black stones. So it's kind of like in an army that's surrounded by like their opponent's forces, and they're just trying to make a way out.
Right. Okay.
So that's what we're doing right now. Of course, not out of the woods yet for white.
White played a knight's move here.
Ooh.
Which I think white is ready to sacrifice the 4 stones on the top, because if we played this move on the top, now we're going to use the center on the top.
Yeah.
Instead of we're going to use the center on the bottom.
Right.
Because if we go here, then you will see there are a lot of cutting points.
That looks would be painful if black invaded.
So I think white's plan is, after white sacrificed the 4 stones at the bottom, and then white cut through from this direction, the entire black group over here is not alive yet.
So he's okay with giving these stones up?
I think so. At this point, the 4 stones are small compared with the huge group on the top.
Oh yeah, because I mean, if this group dies, everything's over, right? So the top priority is to make sure that this group lives.
Right. Okay, and black captured.
Black captured and
white peeped.
White peeped.
And black connects.
Sounds like we're having a shape lesson here.
Yeah. It's very good shape for white to make to fix the cutting point. Because now we see there's a cutting point here, but now we are able to make a tiger's mouth. So the cutting point doesn't work for black, right? And also after the peep here, if black push and white cuts, now the cutting point here does not work anymore for black, because white can make a ladder to kill black.
It's also it's a closed net, right? If black runs here, then white just captures. So looks like not bad shape for white there.
And white played here.
Just,
and black pushed.
I mean, this shape looks so beautiful. I mean, I can't help noticing just like knight's moves everywhere, right?
Knight's move is always one of the most effective ways to even to make a territory and to defend yourself. To protect yourself.
All right, I guess we'll keep going with the game. For those of you who just joined, this is Go. It's not Pokemon Go. It's not Pokemon Go. It's not the what's it called? CS:GO. I was trying to make a joke there. It's definitely not the new Fortnite. This is not a new Fortnite. Although we probably do need a graphics update. It's been thousands of years. So what we're just watching here, this is U.S. Masters round 8. Let me just update the everyone with the players and the colors they have. So this is Ding Wei, 9th professional from China, taking black against Ryan Lee, 1st professional from Canada. So this game is still going on. We should, I guess we should keep going, right? Yeah, and as we as we just got word from our producers, we jumped from 6,000 viewers to 10,000. Woohoo! 10,000 for the 3rd night this week, so I'm very happy.
I'm happy to see that too.
Yeah. So keep coming.
Keep asking questions.
Keep asking questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of action going on for those who are just watching. White just sacrificed a lot of stones here, as we just talked about, and then it looks like white's planning a counterattack, right? So I mean, when I saw the Kifu just now, I just assumed that white was gonna just block. But apparently, no. White's counterattacking.
Right. So white is kind of treating everything in the corner
Oh, wow.
and with something on the top.
These players. Crazy.
They have to put a lot of reading skills on it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
They have to read a lot of moves ahead.
I would have to imagine, right? I mean, this is high stakes with this move here.
Right, and also they have to do the judgment because
Right.
every time when we do a trade, we have to know whether we're going to use the 2 apples to get 2 strawberries, whether that's a fair trade or not.
I'll get apples probably.
Okay, all right.
But what's going on here? Like, can you take us through the thought process? Maybe like White's playing here. What is he really thinking about?
I think now since White already decided to sacrifice the 2 stones on the top, now the 6 stones on the top now becoming even smaller because you already decided to sacrifice the territory on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And then when you look at the group on the top, this group is much bigger than everything in the corner over here.
Right.
So,
I guess Black's already settled, so it's not important anymore, just points.
right. And if White can take the initiative by attacking the entire group on the top, and then later on we can decide whether we're going to come back to save the 6 stones or we can do something else. So it's kind of like a testing move. And see how your opponent responds, and then you can make another decision.
Right. Well, let's see what happened in the game. I think we're almost caught up now. This is like the actual game, move 80, so good timing. We were almost caught up. Now, this is definitely a crucial moment of the match, right? So it looks like, White previously was in a tough position, and these stones are under attack. I was actually worried for a moment that White might die, but apparently not. Well, no, because Ryan's very, very strong, and he knows how to make all these good shapes and possibly stage a counterattack, right? I guess before we get back to our game, because maybe our viewers will want to catch up on that one as well. What's going on here? How is this fight gonna end up?
I have no idea, to be honest, because you can see a lot of cutting points here, and then there are a lot of cutting points for White as well. So we can come back later and then see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. Obviously, we'll give you updates on the players' times. They probably still have plenty, but this could be a long night. I mean, this is the crucial game. This is if round 1 was the beginning, and round 3, round 4 was the determination warm up. Yeah, like for who's gonna take the early lead. Round 8 is definitely almost like the final.
Yes.
I mean, if whoever wins the game of An Da-hoon wins this match on board 1, he'll be a very, very strong favorite, almost certainly the champion of this year's U.S. Masters. Of course, if Ryan can pull another upset and defeat Ding Wei, 9th professional of China, we just interviewed him this afternoon. He's a very, very strong player, very great guy. If that upset happens, he would have a really good chance at clinching the prize for the best North American player as well. As you know, we did introduce the prizes. We offer an additional $2,000 for the best performing North American player. Just for how well they perform under this type of pressure in a very, very strong field. Other than that, that's all the information we have for you now. We're going to take a short break. I'm really thirsty. I'm also really scared from the thunder.
Yes.
So I need some candy to just calm me down. But when we come back, we're going to bring in more commentary. We're going to switch back to game 1. So we're just going to kind of recover the stones very quickly. Hopefully we'll catch up with that game as well. So we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back from the break. This is still the U.S. Masters Round 8. You're watching the big night. Of course, I'm Stephen Hu from the AGA broadcasting team. This is Stephanie Yin, one professional, still with us here. A lot of things have happened tonight so far. We've taken 2 breaks, but lots more to come on the way. We've heard a lot of thunder outside, so maybe this is just the perfect setup for a dramatic ending of the U.S. Masters. So this is the largest Go tournament in North America. So Go is a very strategic board game. For those of you who just joined, we almost had double our viewers just from a few minutes ago. So right now I have over 12,000, I believe. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys for being here. If you would like to follow more of this Go content, please follow us on this channel. That's twitch.tv/USGoWeb, of course. I suppose we talked about the beginning of this game just for continuity. it'd be nice to keep following this game. But of course, if you're just joined, we will definitely provide you with some explanation of the basic terms. I think that's what people want to hear, right? Of course, yeah, Go is, I feel like Go is a hard game, but it's not that difficult to learn. So if you just want to, maybe check out some of the links that are just right below the video, you can check out, various resources, how to play Go, where to play, either online or in person, or you just want to check out some content, you could just follow our social media pages. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming here. But yeah, just now we left off here, and then when we took a look at board 2, of course, Ryan Lee is still fighting hard on that board. This game, just a refresher, this is board 1 between Jianglian Chen, Michael Chen, 7-dan AGA amateur, just taking white against Korea's Dao Hun, 9-dan professional of Korea. So he's a very, very strong contender for this tournament. He's the only person with 6 wins and 1 loss after 7 rounds. So this is round 8 of 9 as we speak. So basically, if he wins this round, and if it would be nice if he wins the round tomorrow to cement his win as 8-1. This is very important. Like, he has to win this game first, so he has to kind of overcome this hurdle. And I mean, Michael is strong. I mean, he might be easygoing at first sight. But no, he's definitely he's not a weak player at all. He's won many of our prestigious tournaments, including the Redmond Cup. So should still be a good match. But of course, lots of things have happened so far. We see that White's being cut apart. Yeah, what do you think of this position so far, Stephanie?
I know. I personally think White is in trouble. To be honest, the entire group on the top is getting very weak. So I think this move is actually the mistake. Turn the board, kind of flip the board. It was very peaceful game if White just extended here and try to connect them all together. And then it's still a very long game. Because nothing is in danger right now. This is settled, and everything is settled. But Michael decided to double Han it here.
Oh yeah, that's when he's playing his mind games, right?
Right. He's trying to make the board more complicated to confuse the 9-dan. I think. But unfortunately, it didn't work.
Unfortunately,
it didn't work right now. At this point, it didn't work, but maybe it's working. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, maybe we've ever heard of a style called zombie go, right? That's obviously referring to, the playing style. You lay down a lot of dead stones and then maybe just come back to life. Who knows, right? But it seems like now, White's in a difficult position. You would say. What if White just goes on with it? What if White just keeps on fighting?
So right now, White has to sacrifice something. In the center, because there's no way for White to save the group in the center and at the bottom at the same time. So he has to sacrifice one of the groups. So I think in the actual game, White decided to sacrifice the stones in the center, which is has a smaller value, and I think this is the actual game. So White played
let's
here.
follow up here. Oh, just one exchange there.
So after White made this exchange, now you can see that everything in the center is dead, is all surrounded with no ice. But the good thing is White now is able to kill the stone on the side, so that this stone is also getting hurt. So White will be able to get some territory in the corner.
Right. So at least that's some gain for the huge loss here.
You get something in return.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can't keep losing stuff and not gain something back. And you just lose the game.
Okay. And White honey on the outside, and then now we can say White decided to give up all the stones in the center.
Right. He's not making any efforts to rescue them anymore.
Right. Okay, and this is a Sente, and Black needs to connect.
Yeah. Actually, why didn't Black just, respond, just connect here? Would that be like a safer option?
Yeah, it would be a safer option, but I don't think Black wants to see this happen, because now you can see this exchange helps White a lot on the outside. Yeah. Okay.
I guess I've heard that a lot of the strong players say that if you're making an outside exchange, so such as this one here, versus like an inside move from your opponent, then you're kind of benefiting, right? Because you're confining your opponent to a smaller area.
It's like when you're making a territory, you're making. Imagine we're making a circle. So
Yeah.
if your opponent push you a little and you take it back,
Yeah.
and he push it, or your opponent pushes you a little bit on the other side, and then the circle will become smaller and smaller and smaller, and then
Right.
your territory is actually becoming smaller, smaller, and smaller.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why black doesn't want to see this happen, and black says no. I want
refuses to give away.
Right. Okay. And
So
then white
well, of course,
Atari, the black connects.
But white Tanuki here again. Why didn't he just continue in this area?
So there's actually no good falling moves in this local fight, because if even though white can kill this black stone, but it's still not enough eye space. There's only one eye, so it's still dead.
Right.
Right. So
Doesn't seem like there's a plan for the white to escape yet.
right.
The key word there is yet, because there still might be some evil setup for white to escape that later.
Yeah, there's still some Ajis later for the game.
Yeah.
But not right now.
Not right now.
Okay, and white now needs to kill the stone,
Yeah.
and at the same time connect to the south. Okay,
So
and then black.
I guess the
think-
trade is
okay.
complete. Black fixes all the weaknesses and all the agi, so this is clearly dead. Or for now.
Yeah, for now.
White
okay.
Ataris, that's Sente.
And then white jump to the corner.
Yeah, they start in a new battleground. Seems.
Another fight in the corner.
Yeah. So why is white trying to take the corner or territory away?
It's not only taking a territory away, it's also trying to take all the eye space away from black. Since white already lost a lot of things here. So this is not actually an even trade. Because white only gets the corner, some points in the corner. This corner was already taken by white. So everything white gets is only this size. Right?
Yeah.
It's only like 15 points.
It's like a rectangular strip of land over here.
Right. But when you look at a black's territory in the center, now you can see black gets more than at least the 15 points.
Yeah.
So white now needs to play even more aggressively in order to catch back.
Actually, how would you count just the number of points here? It seems like there's a lot of dead stones, a lot of the debris.
Yeah, so at the end of the game, we're going to remove all the dead stones, and then we're going to count the empty points here.
Right.
So, but since these stones are not dead yet, because they still have liberties, but they're considered as dead stones because they're trapped.
Yeah.
So we count each stone as 2 points.
So just 1 point for the stone and 1 point for the
territory.
intersection, right?
Yeah.
Underneath
Okay,
it.
so now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 stones are dead, so that's a 20 points. And then there's
wow.
some still empty spots next to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're around 10 points.
That's a lot of cash.
That's 30 points with 15 points. So between these two groups, well, black already be 15 point, at least 15 points ahead.
Oh wow! So I mean, white needs to to recover from that deficit, right?
Right.
So this seems like such a huge game for black. Yeah. So we'll continue with the game, see how that goes. By the way, if you have any questions for Stephanie and for myself, hopefully that's a question I'm qualified enough to answer. Keep them coming. We'd love to hear from you guys. And of course, our producers who have been working very hard backstage. Just giving a shout out, Nathan and Solomon. Thank you guys so much for working with us tonight. So this is very exciting, a big stream. Always looking forward to the occasion. So, oh yeah, why just scrolling on the third line?
Yeah, I wonder why. So I think the 3 stone, maybe extended the third time is already enough. And then the white can make this exchange first.
Yeah.
And then make this exchange first. And then jump. Because white now in the corner is already alive, so white doesn't need to take care of that corner anymore.
Yeah.
Instead, since pushing from the corner will also help black to build a wall on the outside. And then you can see the group over here is getting weaker. So white now needs to come back to take care of this group as well.
Yeah.
But I think in the actual game, that's too many stones on the third line.
Yeah.
And then now we can see the 2 stones are kind of lonely here, right? And then in the actual
Looks
game,
like it's gonna be a target for black to attack.
right. Okay. And
So
then black
white
push,
pushes up. Oh, pushes up.
and honey.
Oh, white nice.
Okay, and cut.
I was hoping that black would connect and then the shape would look funny. But,
Right.
but I guess black is trying to take control here, so he needs to play an aggressive move to really put the pressure on white, take initiative.
And white cut it,
Yeah.
and
so-
black separate white. And because since black has 5 stones on the top, and there's no way to cut black.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try, but
But it won't work because
Push.
black can target on the top, and white needs to connect, and black can connect back. Right, so now you can see the entire white group here is enclosed. Right, okay, so I wonder, I'm worried about white, to be honest. I don't know
Yeah.
how white is going to manage to
Recover from this,
Yes. Okay. It seems
wow.
white is going to sacrifice the 3 stones again.
Oh. Oh no. Everything is just dying. Somehow this is like a deja vu. Like I've probably played like a game like this. Everything is just dying.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so difficult.
And black goes here
Yeah,
and make
black goes
more
here.
ice.
White.
Make more liberties. And
Yeah.
white enclose on the outside, honey, and cut.
White cut. Oh, okay. So maybe is there anything here? It seems like, I mean, white has so many cutting points, but is there something he's trying to go for?
I'm not very sure what the plan white is trying to
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Because it looks white is really in trouble. The 3
Yeah.
stones are not alive, and
That
there's still a lot
does not
of
look
cutting
good.
points on the outside. Yeah.
There's so
Okay.
many cutting points. I mean, like we talked about, when you're in a game, you have more cutting points than your opponent. It's almost certain that you have, a more difficult situation to fix, right? It's kind of like what we talked about in the other game. You got to fix your own weaknesses before attacking your opponent. But if you don't do that, now if your opponent's settled, then you have a lot
Weakness.
of trouble
Yes.
to come out of. So.
Black cut it like we expected,
like a tar-
expected, and then extend a captured.
Oh wow, this is.
And then the 4 stones that are here are.
Is this
are
dead
not-
too?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Wait,
but,
really?
But it's because black has 4 liberties here.
Yeah.
If white, so first of all, this is Sente, so white needs
Sure.
to respond. This is a huge corner, so it can't
Yeah.
be dead. And I think after this exchange here, and black could play actual move to make it more solid.
Really?
So yeah, so if black doesn't play here, and later on, if white goes here, black
Yeah.
extend.
Is there any agi in the area?
So let me read it out. So, oh no, it's because
Oh,
black
I
now
see.
is able to make this side to a seki, which is double alive, means there are 2 shared liberties, and no one wants to fill the
Right.
shared liberty. Whoever fills will get captured by the other
Right.
color.
It's kind of a stalemate.
Right, but on the other side, since this group here doesn't have 2 eyes,
Right.
at the end of the game, we're going to remove all the test stones like this.
So black and white just pick them off.
Right, and then you can, when we come back to see the seki here, now is no longer seki because the stone on the cutting points are actually dead.
Right.
So that means the 4 stones are automatically dead as well.
Oh no.
Right,
This
so
is such a.
so I don't think
painful
the
image.
black needs to play a move to kill it.
So there's no agi, right? Just by the
There's
way, for
some-
those who just joined, agi, it's actually a term they use to describe lingering taste. I think this is one of our most popular topics we covered this week. But yeah, it just basically means the possibility for your opponent, for example, to stir something up in your own territory, right? So if you have bad agi, that means, oh yeah, your shape is not good, right? Even though you probably have something captured.
Right.
Yeah. So in this case, the black doesn't have bad agi necessarily because, as we just saw, even if white tried his best, the ultimate result he could get was a bogus Seki, right? So it's actually not a Seki because white will just die. And now, of course, black takes Sente. We saw this Sente exchange here, right? And you said that this corner is very big.
Yeah, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 40, 14, and 30 points.
Yeah.
So there's a very large group.
Right,
and then we
right.
need to make this live. And then black jumped to the corner.
Oh,
right away.
Wow. Looks like black's just killing things everywhere. And he's
Yeah, I
like
think right now,
raiding.
black is definitely ahead. So we counted this territory as 20 points, 30 points, and then there are 10 points at below on the bottom. So there are 40 points, 50 points, 55, 60, 65, and 70, 80. So on this side, black already have 80 points on the board. And white only has 50, 15, and 20, 25, and 30. So
You
30.
sound so much in pain when you're counting there.
30. And then there are, I would say, 10, 20, 25 over there. So 50.
50? 55?
So that's at 25 over here, right? And 25
yeah.
over there,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
a 50
Yeah,
in
50.
total on the board. So plus Comey 7.5, that's a 50,
57, 58.
57.5. But black has 80 points. So that means black has already 20 points ahead on the board.
With Comey.
With Comey, yes.
I mean, so without Comey, he'll be like up 30 points.
30 points, right. So
That's
that means
crazy.
in order to win the game, white needs to make extra 20 points over here while
Right.
preventing black to make more territory. Because if black make more territory, you have to make more territory in order to recover
To
it.
match up, right?
Yes, exactly. So black attached here is because if black can play the 3-3 invasion, white is definitely going to block here because this is the
Right.
main territory. So what black wants to be one line closer to the main
To
territory.
create that dilemma, right? Because if you Hana here, then you kind of let your opponent in.
Yeah, you
then-
invite your opponent
Yeah.
to your territory, which is not a very
to
smart.
your backyard.
Yeah.
So if they live, then you have nothing. They just ransack all of these points you have. But
Right.
if you Hana here, well, is black just gonna extend?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so this seems to me is kind of like, if white blocked, it's kind of the same as the 3-3, but white blocked here.
Yeah, white blocked the wrong side.
Ah,
Right. So this is
okay.
what black's plan.
Yeah. So yeah, this is black's playing the 3-4 move here.
And then let's see what white played.
Yeah. But to see, white needs to wait. There needs to be a plan to catch up, right? I mean, I suppose white if white can build something in the center, that'd be kind of nice. That would make up for all these point losses. I mean, so many things are dead already. But yeah, we'll just keep playing, going on with this game. For those of you who just joined, once again, this is Go, a strategic board game, and if you want to learn, you can check the links below the video.
All right, let's go back to the game.
So actually, white just decided not to do that.
Right, because white, of course,
Yeah.
white doesn't want to help black to live, and also welcome black to get inside of white's territory. So
Right,
white
right.
blocks here.
So this area is still like the crucial, source of territory for white.
Yes. Okay, and black jumped out, I think.
And then black slides on the second line. So he's making some decent points at the top left corner as well. So wow, now then,
Yeah, that's a Sente.
Sente move. Yeah, needs to defend against this sort of connection.
Right. Yeah. So
That would
that's
certainly
the absolute
make black
Sente,
uncomfortable.
and black needs to. Whoa.
Oh, okay. Well, it's zombie go time.
I think
That's
I may.
coming live.
White is trying to do some sacrifice strategy over here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is he planning here?
So there's a cutting point on the top.
Yeah.
So if black goes here, if white Atari is here, now you can see the 3 stones only have three liberties on the top.
Oh.
And
So I guess black has to take this one, right? white would play here.
Right. So now white has 5 liberties and black only has 3.
What if black tries to fight? I mean, is there a way for him
No,
here?
I don't see it. It's very. It is very hard because if black goes here, white. Oops, white can still.
That was over here. Yeah.
I like this. And white can still play attachment move here and seal black in. And now there's no way for black to increase more liberties.
Right.
So no matter what, as long as white is able to enclose, black is dead.
Right. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
it seems Michael Chen now is having chances and the fight in the middle.
Well, that's always exciting, right? We
Right.
never, when we do a game like this, we never know what's going to happen. Of course, we just choose what games to cover, like just depending on the pairing stuff. We secretly really hope that there will be exciting games, so it won't be one-sided, right? So yeah, it looks like Michael or Zhao Nian is taking good use of all the agi that's left in the territory there. So actually, on the home, black in the game, play the Kosumi.
And white jump to the first line. Usually when we have to play the stones on the lines, right? Usually we
Yeah.
call the moves on the first line as a deadline move,
Yeah.
which is you don't want to play.
Normally there's nothing there.
Yeah, because it's too close to the edge. It's very easy to get killed. And the second line is usually called a losing line because it's not efficient at all. Every move you play at the second line, you only get 1 point. Unless you have to make your group alive, then you can slide. And the third line move is usually called the territory line because you're concentrating on the territory. And the fourth line is called the influence line or framework line.
Yeah.
So that's why in the opening we always keep our stones on the third line and the fourth line.
Oh yeah, we this reminds me of one of the other commentaries we did with the Elon Yang, 7 Professional. Also, very, very excellent commentary. He always said that you got to stay on the third line or the fourth line, right? It's always it's nice like that. So by the way, if you want to check that out, we have some commentaries. We'll update all the videos on YouTube, of course. Elon Yang is such a chill guy. I mean, I just love his commentary. He's like the Bob Ross of Go, basically.
Yeah.
He's so calm. And so amazing.
Yeah, but however, sometimes the second line moves is important when you try to make a live.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Tatsuji is on the first line or the second line.
Right.
So this is a good move because even though this is on the dead line, but later on white can make the squeeze here and then start a call. Now it's no longer a double life anymore because white has actual 2 liberties on the outside, and black still have 2 liberties. So if white is able to win the call like this and force black to pull the stone back, now white connects.
No.
Everything on the top is dead.
That's
Yes. No, it is dead.
Oh.
Right. So I think now it's kind of the first 30 move Michael Chen is totally different now.
Maybe he's woken up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so now it's
waking up rather.
Yeah, I think now it's a different person, right?
Yeah.
All the moves are very interesting.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's pulling out all the tricks from his bag. So it looks like black needs to fix, right? Black needs to defend against this type of agi, otherwise it could be game over as well.
Yes.
If black is not careful. So white squeezes here. So once again, if white cuts, I guess this will be a bogus seki, right?
Right.
So even though it looks like a seki, it's not really because this string.
Yeah. So now
is the
more
one that-
important is this group.
Yeah, this L
Okay,
shape.
so let's see whether white is able to break out.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess there's some profit he made there. Perhaps mind games once again. So maybe he's still aiming at this sort of cut. Of course, in the game, that's not what he played immediately. White plays a c14, just leaning. So trying to build a framework in the center.
So now I'm reading whether the cut here works or not. So maybe it doesn't work immediately right now because of this move you showed us. And then the jump here, and if white attaches here,
I guess black
and
has
then
to.
black can hane.
Yeah.
And then the cut now doesn't.
Oh, right.
doesn't work.
I guess you could do this one, right?
Yeah, because there's another Atari here. I see.
It would be a huge wall for white, though, right? If
Yeah,
white takes this
but
down.
at the same time, white has to sacrifice more stones.
Mm.
So I think Michael now is kind of wants to wait a little bit and then decide.
Yeah. He's on the hunt
Right.
for a chance to come back.
Yes.
Maybe haunt black in his dreams. That's the type of thunderstormy night we get here at, at the William and Mary College. So
Jumped.
yeah, jump.
And
then
black.
So it looks like black is just spending a lot of moves to reinforce the corner here. Is that really significant?
Yeah. So these moves are very big moves because after this it's I would say I wouldn't say this is an absolute sente, but later on there's some algaes, so it's kind of a half sente. So no matter what, eventually white has to come back to fix that weakness.
Right. But very large local moves, right? Because I mean, guys, if white, extended.
Right. So
Then-
that's a sente for white. Then the black has to go back to the corner and fix. Now you can see the territory in the corner is very small. All right, now after this exchange on the left side, white decided to come back and break here.
Oh, this is really happening. Oh, black, it's they're fighting. Oh wow, they played our sequence.
Yes.
So
I think that's very straightforward. There's no more other magic or something.
Yeah. Well, that actually is the real game. We're caught up with the game again.
The
This is
real
move
game.
117. So, you said that if white did something like I guess
Attach,
this.
yes.
Attach. Is there anything else black can do, or not really?
No, there's only one variation, which
Oh,
is here. So
okay.
black has to honey, and then maybe attach here works as well. Okay, then let's see.
Right.
Okay, so white only has 4 liberties. Now black already have 4 liberties. So this variation works too, but
I mean,
the other one,
yeah.
the other one is better because black is able to kill the 3 stones.
Yeah.
But in this variation, black cannot kill anything
Yeah,
else.
I guess if white just keeps going, right? Then I mean even just the dumbest move, right? Even just connect. I mean that's 5 liberties.
Right.
Right.
But I think Hane here is better because it will help black to kill the extra 3 stones.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And
no, that's not
white
what
played
happened.
this move. All right.
So yeah, very very exciting times. Of course, the mid-game fight is here and it's really really happening. So yeah, white chose a lower capping move here.
Yes. So if black just simply connects, black already killed the 6 stones here because black has 5 liberties and white only has 4. But the question is black satisfied with that connecting move or not?
Right.
If black goes here and white now is able to squeeze black in and get everything on the outside. All right, so.
Yeah. I mean, white's plan is not really to kill black, right? Because that can't be possible. That would be crazy if it happened. But really, just to try to surround the outside, right, and get that outside influence.
Right.
So if white has a wall, then this becomes just always territory.
Right. Okay. So that's the game right here, right?
Yeah. I guess we're caught up again, so that's nice. We managed to catch up somehow. So that's board 1 going on. Of course, the board 2 game is still going. I believe we should.
It
go
will be a
check.
very long game for that game.
No, this will be an epic night. I'm just telling you, this will be one of the best nights of Go we've ever broadcast. We've done this since the 2015 Go Congress in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I mean. We don't always get nights like these, just 2 epic fights going on at the same time. On the other board, I'm sure Ryan is trying his best to, counterattack on the Ding Wei's group again. That's also gonna be very exciting. Of course, we'll provide you with updates on the times remaining as the game progresses. It's been I think it's been over 2 hours since they started playing.
It's almost 3 hours.
It's almost 3 hours. Oh,
yeah, so
wow.
I think both players should run up their basic time very soon.
Wow, yeah. Well, what a grandstand finish that would be. We hope you'll stay with us. Of course, we only we only reserved the Twitch spot until 10 p.m. But we hope you'll stay after that. So these two games, I mean, they're gonna go after 10 p.m., aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So we'll just kind of go back and forth, provide with updates. This has been an epic night so far, but we hope you'll be back just after the break. This is U.S. Masters Round 8. I'm here with Stephanie Yin, one-time professional. Excellent commentary so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then we'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back from the break. This is the 34th U.S. Go Congress, so U.S. Masters Round 8. This game just finished. One of the games is board 2 with Ryan Li and Ding Wei, 9-up professional from China. So actually, hope you guys are still around here. There's been a lot of thunder and obviously thunderous fighting moves tonight. We've had 12,000 viewers tuning into our Twitch channel, so that's definitely a first for us. So we're really grateful, for you guys for sticking around here. We've never done this. We don't do this a lot, but we thought it would be a nice idea to welcome, two of our players from board 2. Obviously, board 1 still going. We'll check back on that a little bit later. But we thought this would be just a golden opportunity to get their thoughts on the game. So we'll just probably start from move 1. And of course, joining me is Ding Wei, 9-up professional, Ding Wei 老师, and Ryan Li, 1-up professional. So good game, guys. Very good. High quality of play for both of us, both of everyone, and everyone just watching on Twitch to enjoy. I'm just so starstruck right now. I can't even speak.
All right, why don't we just start the game right now?
Yeah, sure. 好，那我们就从头开始。
So, Ding Wei 9 done
Ding
is
老师您是黑棋。
taking black, yes, and Ryan is taking white. 就是其实可以有就是哪步棋可以随时 stop 都可以的。
Yeah. So they're just giving their thoughts as the game goes on. We can just replay them.
Oh no, 对，你得走这儿。Yeah. Okay.
这个是比较好的布局。
So this is like kind of an old ancient opening here.
Okay. Maybe we can explain why black didn't follow the Joseki like this.
Yeah.
Is black afraid of the AI Joseki or any other plans?
黑棋实战就是没有直接在这边继续这个定式，但是在右边脱先了。就是丁老师有考虑过像之前 AlphaGo 的这种定式的下法呢？
现在比较多，就是虎白棋跳的话，就这定式尖刺一下就脱先了啊。比较多。是。但是这边这个头走硬了以后，黑棋在右下，在手脚好像就有一点不协调，就是我之前就是准备的想下这个布局。
Right. So Mr. Ding said that he was prepared to carry out this opening, and of course this is one of the more common AlphaGo moves. But he says that it feels a little bit weird to have black, do an enclosure on the bottom right corner, having already made this shape very heavy in the bottom left.
Right. Okay. So that's why black decided to nuke right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And white here. And we had a question on why did the black choose the high pincer instead of a one space low pincer, right? So why don't we ask this question to black as well?
Yeah. So 丁老师刚刚讲到我们直播的时候问到一个问题，就是可能很多棋友都有这个问题，像黑棋有很多种加工的办法，就是很多像一间低加呀、二间高加也好，就是您当时是怎么选择呢？或者说您刚才在后面也讲到说白棋有其他的可能有其他的下法。
二间高加主要是配合这个单关角，如果一间低加的话，就白棋点完3-3以后，将来位置有点低，给白棋留下一个尖冲的一个绝好点。
So Mr. Ding says if black just chooses the one space low pincer, white will just go in 3-3 in the corner, and this leaves us or this leaves white a really good point to invade after this Joseki finishes. So kind of a shoulder hit, right?
Okay, so that's why if the stone is here, it gives more rooms here for black to expand the territory later, and it's harder for white to invade.
如果同样下成这样的定式的话，高位会好一些。
So yeah, in the same type of scenario, it would be better to have more flexible shape. So just to have wider, fourth line pincers like these.
Okay.
So you can't have everything in Go as you wish. You have to kind of make sacrifices. You have to make decisions. Am I translating okay, Ryan? I'm doing fine?
Pretty good job.
Very well.
Very well.
Cool.
And I had a question on this move. Is it a AI Joseki? So why don't you choose?
I forgot to check the ladder before playing that move. Actually, this move is only playable if white has the ladder.
Okay.
So yeah, that move.
So where is the ladder?
And so I don't think I should have chosen this Joseki. I think I should have just invaded in 3-3.
Oh, I see.
刚刚 Ryan 说就是这里定式好像是 AI 常见的定式，但它实战下的时候可能没有看征子。
就是拖进去。
对，就是
啊。
进去。我觉得我还是应该点脚可能还是点脚算了。
Okay.
So Ryan says that he wishes he had just invaded 3-3, just simply chosen that.
它这个定式就是这边黑棋高挂两手棋交换到以后，好像整个作战会争子是比较有利。
So
是像右上角那个定式，可能黑棋是最好的机会。
So Mr. Ding says that this Joseki is good for black because the ladder really works well for black
我
here.
也觉得点3-3可能差不多。
He also thinks that 3-3 was maybe the best option for white.
Yeah. Followed by this Joseki. And then white has a sente.
Right.
Okay. All right. And white attached.
脱了直接。
And black right here.
直接点3-3那个好。
By the way, if you guys have any questions for Mr. Ding and Ryan here, the two players of the game, feel free to. What are you doing?
So now you have two mics, and you
Yeah,
don't know
oh,
which
yeah,
one you're
of course.
using.
Oh yeah, I got like two mics over here. This reminds me too much of karaoke. I'm not used to it. But yeah, if you have any questions for the players, just feel free to ask, and we'll get it to you, translate it, and ask them.
Okay. So what ladder were you talking about? I wonder. What ladder were you
二位
talking
讲到征子是什么呢？是哪个征子？
So so after the tiger's mouth, white could push and then turn. And then black would jump. So then white would attach and then wedge. So black would hane, and then white would wedge.
Whoa,
And
a
so
lot of moves.
So after black connects, white needs to be able to push and cut.
Oh, the other,
yeah.
the other side.
Right push and cut.
So now if since black has the ladder right now, black could play Bikosumi. Yeah, and then
Oh,
this
you're
is really
talking
bad
about-
for white.
I see.
黑棋征子有利的时候可以尖2路。
This is the ladder. Oh, I see. Okay, so the snake. That's
Yeah,
the
that works
snake.
for white.
Yeah. Okay, that's the ladder we're talking about. I see. So that's why white changed the plan, push in and jumped out. Yeah, in the actual game.
实战白棋改变计划，直接跳出来。
It's not a good idea to be behind early against a 9-dan professional.
一开始就遇到9段高手，落后的时候感觉不太好。
Okay, and then I think white played here,
Yeah.
went here.
Still an early stage of the game, of course. Yeah, talked about.
So
this,
I do have a question on this move. I still think coming out from this side is very big move.
Right.
Because once black enclosed here, especially this enclosure to Sente, and then later on it gives black a very comfortable place to expand the territory. So why don't you play here to get out?
这个问题是说，白棋为什么现在不尖出来或者飞出来？因为好像被黑棋封住，下面有点大。
或者走这个。
出头的话那边逼住很严厉。
Oh, I see. Okay.
So this move is going to be severe. You know, if white just comes out to the center, he needs one more move on the top side, and black's going to take that away. That's going to be a very severe attack on the white stones above.
白棋那个出头那个顶可能只能尖出来吧，顶的话二路扳一下它有点不好。
Okay, so there's a Tatsuji on the bottom. So
Yeah, perhaps the only way for white to come out is to maybe do the Kosumi, because this would be sort of painful for white to handle.
然后就那边逼住贴起来挺厉害的。
So yeah, if black gets to push up, that would be very powerful.
可以再贴，
Now push up one more time.
然后这边再压出来，好像两块棋有点被缠绕攻击，有点
So it seems like
有点苦。
Yeah, it seems like white is miserable because you know there are two weak targets, and black could just attack either one of them.
So I guess after the enclosure, black is already leading the board, slightly leading the board.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So black actually chose a simple variation here. So the first jump was a bit of a simplification. We reviewed a variation where black Hane instead of jumped.
实际上黑棋选择了简明的下法，就是跳出来。我们刚刚复盘的时候，二位好像还提到了另外一个比较复杂的，就是说黑棋扳的下法，是吗？
扳可能更紧凑一些，因为白棋现在要扳一下，黑棋长，然后如果白棋还是补那边的话，黑棋断掉可能会比实战还好。
So if it goes like this, white pushes up, black hanes, and then white
好
hanes
像只
here.
能在这边做活了，这样你要是扳那边，它有二路有个点，点了有一个 low。
So the honey doesn't work here anymore because there's a peep on the second line.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So then we have to honey
That's
from
a
the other
Tatsuji.
side.
然后他还得先把上面那下团打掉再活。
Oh, that's
如果不
gonna
打
be
掉
very
它就不
painful.
活
So in order to live,
Yeah.
we have to make this exchange on the top. Yeah. So this is much better than the actual game
Yeah.
for
还要活一个。
white.
We got a good team going on here. We can just both translate for that. Right? It's perfect.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a better variation for black. 很更好。
这个图应该是黑棋好。
Okay. So
So
in the actual
next
game,
game.
我当时也想了一下，没有扳的原因是，跳，我觉得将来外面被白棋刺到一下以后，那个拱的那个子，那个刺到和接住以后，拱那个子有点像单关，我不知道便不便宜。
So Mr. Ding is saying that
就
you
是
know.
黑棋侯顶和扳那个子交换，我不知道便不便宜，所以后来就选择了一个
oh,
跳。
okay.
So if black jumps out like this, and then white peeps, and then black connects, then white pushes again, black connects, then you know the jumping out stone kind of looks like a dame. So Mr. Ding was hesitant.
觉得扳长好是吧？
So that's why I think black chose this move.
Right.
And then black enclosed, white.
差不了太多。
So think
这个的话
even
可以立两下，这边好。
so even this black played a simpler variation, black is still leading the board, right?
黑棋选择简明的下法，但还是盘面上还是领先的。
还早，可能黑棋稍微主动一点。
So it's still kind of early. Black still has the initiative.
Okay, and then white made the 2 exchange moves over there and jumped to the side. Oh, good move.
So yeah, Tetsuji.
What's the idea behind this move?
So I wanted to make a reduction on this side. Because if I invade low, then it would be easy for black to just cap on top.
I see.
And living here would be too small because
Right.
that right side moil would be very big.
Right, very big.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this move, I want black to respond under, so then I can maybe attach or somehow reduce this moil from the top.
From the top, yeah.
实战达如是选在上面，因为Ryan 说，如果下在就是侵消在就侵入在3线的话，那样的话黑棋可能从外面盖住，就是外面还是挺大的。实战是希望说黑棋可以在下面硬一手，3线硬一手，这样白棋可以从外面消黑棋的势力。
So that's why I guess black played this move.
I was very surprised with this move.
实战看到这棋觉得非常惊讶。
This is a good move. Very, very aggressive move. But now the white is no longer be able to push in, right?
第一感是飞过吧，但是飞过就是白棋上面压一下，然后黑棋大概长这个，然后白棋飞在这个地方，我觉得有一点不舒服黑棋。
So the intuition is that black would just go with the normal response on the third line, but then white can attach, and then black extends, and then white could go with a nice move on top. So that could make black really uncomfortable.
There's some edges here, the cutting points.
画的手段啊。
我实战其实是想跳右边。跳右边怎么样？就是不靠这边，然后直接跳右边。
直接跳。
So Ryan was asking if jumping here directly was a good idea.
See, I know your move.
飞出去。
I know where
yeah.
he's going to go.
Well, that's why you're the perfect commentator for this one.
If black goes here, and then white.
黑的飞出。
Oh, I see.
让我立成立。
Ooh. That's complicated.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe that's too
But
complicated.
yeah, but it
to
seems
our
like Ryan
viewers.
thinks that black would get the upper hand here.
现在虎。
Maybe there's something here.
This is like 9 dan
So
level
it's-
talk.
No,
right
it's not
here.
able to block
Yeah.
because I think there's something.
But what's really amazing is
yeah,
like when
yeah.
we're playing this out, Go is a global language. So even if we
This?
yeah.
I don't know.
黑棋不行。
Oh, okay.
我已经看不懂了。
All right. Anyway, so it's very complicated, so that's
Yeah.
why
Right.
black
So
didn't
that was
play.
my plan, was to jump on the right if black answered here.
所以实际上白棋的意图是说黑棋如果飞鹰在3线的话，白棋就跳，然后靠一个。
But black played a very strong move.
黑实战下的非常强硬。
Cut. Tari. Extend.
哦，
不知道成不成立，可能看上去黑棋这个也有一点勉强。
So we actually,
yeah.
Mr. Ding showed me a move. Actually now, instead of playing here, white could wedge.
Here?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So.
I mean,
So
it would have been
the,
just amazing if you played that, right?
Yeah.
就是刚刚就觉得这个视觉效果就非常震撼了。
this doesn't look like an AI's move,
Yeah.
but by looking at it.
No, it's like the Lisa Dole wedge.
Yeah, it's actually
Oh, I see
it
what it
seems
means.
very.
他的袜打出去了。
Oh,
so,
yeah.
no matter,
So
no
no
matter
matter-
which way Black Ataris,
Oh,
White would could it.
oh wow.
Wedge.
Atari here and make the ladder happen.
Oh, are you guys seeing this?
That's
This is-
incredible move
Yeah,
here. Wow.
This is how you play Go, kids.
Okay.
哇，这游戏真的太妙了。
So black has to do
如果
something.
A 级贴现在
贴2子是吧？
嗯，
往上
是不是最强的？
上长还是立下来？
This seems like a very complicated, and we will need to spend a lot of time reading this before actually committing to a move like this.
Right. Okay. So then in the actual game, white extended here, and now black has a center on the top and push.
实战是不是就双方差不多？搬
So Mr. Ding said it's pretty an even result for both players in the game.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't see this move, but I think I'm wrong. You saw this move.
Yeah, but I saw that, but I think this is the only way White could Heima and come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Atari.
但是靠了搬是好棋。
So this is also a good move by White.
我一直在算能不能就是不夹，直接靠板。但是
直接靠
好像有点危险。
So what if White
拐出去了。
attaches here?
And they're talking about this move.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is a good move. In my
In your
view-
opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion. But I
Yeah.
couldn't read that far as they did.
No,
They did.
I would have like yeah.
我就是让你接一下那个交换掉，但本身瓦打也有点损。
但是我觉得如果不二打的话，好像也。
Is this the actual game?
So I actually
I
connected
think-
there
有可能
first.
接完。
Oh, okay.
外面
Connected first, and
就
then
是接上
connected
面
back.
那个子，然后用外面那个打先手就出头了。
So Mr. Ding was suggesting that if White had connected from above and used this Atari and Sente, then that could have been an easier path to survival in the center there.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
variation might be
seems
a little
like,
bit
yeah.
better than the actual game for white. So later on, white can still connect, and the cutting point here doesn't work. Yeah.
So I saw this variation and I felt like here, since black captured all of the lower territory in Sente, and also since white is still weak, white cannot attack black's upper right group. So it seems that black would still be ahead here. So maybe I was a bit too greedy in the game.
实战Ryan 说实战就是
可能我实在有点可能太贪了，就是因为我觉得如果这样的话，可能因为白棋这边还是不太可能从右上靠出来，所以如果是打出来的话，黑棋下面失控太多了。我不知道我的判断对不对，就可能实战有点贪，我是想保留这个
想把
接
三子
因为接回来的话，退一个还是先收。
所以我这个地方二路接的时候是接住好还是胡一个好？你如果要三子的时候，我实际上是胡一个好。你接住完拖下面有只眼。
有可能您虎一个我就不要。
心情上有。
So it'd be a better move for black. I guess locally, he was anticipating, white's attachment on the second line. That'd be a better eye shape, but locally, this tiger's mouth would be 2 points worse, right? So black was unsure whether to or not to make that decision.
So in this variation, white would probably play in the previous one and sacrifice the 3 stones on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, actually, the question from the chat: how would black have tried to invade his own moyo if he was playing white? So this is a question for Mr. Ding, I guess. 所以丁老师，刚刚其实我们就是观众一个问题，就是说，如果您是轮到您来下白棋， 就是说可能之前几手吧，就是面对这样的模样呢，那您推荐是下在哪里比较好？之前就是可能说这样的还没有这几手。
So I think he already said this is a
我
pretty
觉得白棋掉在5线
is a good move. Yeah, so he mentioned it. This is a good move, and then he showed us the incredible latch here to solve the problem.
That was the coolest move I've seen all week.
实际上黑棋横着跳成不成立，可能还得再研究，也是看上去也是有一点怪怪的啊，就是。
So Mr. Ding is uncertain whether this move by black, this jump, would work. That would require more analysis later, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, this is the real game progress here.
Yeah, so I'm really I played this out very poorly. So after these moves, it seems the game all of a sudden became very bad for white because of these connection problems. So I definitely didn't play well in these moves, but I'm not sure if there's a better variation because it seems that this group is still in danger and it's not easy to make this alive right now.
Ryan 刚刚说他觉得这里没有下好，因为实战感觉这里的时候，白棋形势就已经不太占优了，因为这个棋形的连接有一些弱点，但是他说不知道应该要怎么下才能处理好这块棋。
这时候应该是这个胜负处，就是白棋怎么样，这块棋如果处理好，能不付出很大的代价就能做活的话，就应该是白棋就形势不错。现在黑棋的实地是有一些问题，但是就是要看这块棋通过攻击能换回多少收获。
So，
不好意思，就是白棋现在形状，我也不知道走哪里。刚才我们也想复牌，然后我觉得应该现在形势应该还是挺难解。
So yeah, Mr. Ding was saying that actually he believes that if White had, successfully dealt with this group with good sabaki, without sacrificing too much, then Black could be actually a little bit behind in terms of territory. But of course, they wanted to kind of play it out a little bit more in this type of shape. So Black is really maybe like a little bit behind in terms of territory, but just maybe from attacking this group. He can gain more profit and catch up.
Okay, so
I think the previous move was a very bad move. The knight's move. Oh, maybe the one before. Yeah, the knight's move was a very bad move.
I think so.
说小飞这手自己觉得不好。
I think at this point I should just ignore the Aji on the outside and use the connection sente and connect the 3 stones back. Because at least I would have half an eye at the bottom. Then I can maybe play a 1-space jump on the right side. On the second line.
并这个我想点在2路。
我如果先跳在2路，这样能活吗？
This is going way over my head right now.
It's very hard to kill.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, he's 9 pro.
Oh, there's a sentence here. So now it becomes more difficult to left.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure. 这边黑棋还有先手，所以
So I think
感觉好像
White
起来很艰
can
难。
peep first, trying to make
肯
this.
定有一点苦，如果全部活了的话，白棋这个就形势很好了。
If White can manage to somehow,
本营被破了。
if White can manage to somehow live completely, then that would really just take away all of Black's, home base because this was Black's territory. But obviously, that's a very difficult task.
Okay. Probably still take you some time to read out whether
Yeah.
this is alive or dead.
Yeah.
It's a real life and death.
This is why you should do more to make guys.
Yeah.
就内
Okay.
线不知道 It's a very complicated situation, so we're not. We still cannot give a definite answer of whether white could live or not, and it depends on multiple factors. Like the top right group, of course, cannot be killed in the process. We're not sure if this peep on the 5th line is if white could get that peep first.
Yeah.
So just spend a few more hours reading this.
Just gonna take a moment to explain for those who just tuned in, like what's really going on, why do we have 4 people instead of 2. This is the U.S. Masters round 8, and of course this is we're just going over board 2. This is a game between Ryan Lee, 1 non-professional, taking white against Ding Wei, non-professional. But the really special thing about this very session is that we've never done this. Like throughout this week, we have both players of this game joining us for the review right now. And if you're wondering about what Go really is, what are we on about? Go is a very fantastic, strategic board game. So if you want to check out more links on how to learn, you can always do that in the description. But yeah, let me just kind of translate what Ryan was saying earlier in Chinese. I think I can still do this, right? 就是刚刚讲到，这边白棋能不能活？其实感觉好像一道实战发扬论的这个题，因为其实关系到很多块棋的这个安危吧，就是右上的白棋这个角还没有活干净，就是还有一些先手借用。所以其实怎么活是一个挺难的问题。
死活题，挺复杂的。
Yeah.
So I should definitely have spent more time reading this.
How much time do you have left?
So I went to Byoyomi at the very end, but but it was because later I made some careless moves that put me in that situation.
这里的时候，就是 Ryan 刚刚讲到。他可能这里用时应该多一点，因为他后来到读秒，但是这个时候其实应该花更多时间审视一下形势吧。然后这里下的没有很好。
So at the end, so thing is because of this move, so everything here was dead.
Yeah.
I think this is White's only chance now. Is to play right like this and try to make this group in the lower right corner live.
Yeah.
我觉得可能这里是白棋最好的机会，可能如果这样下，然后想办法可能把这块做活
比出头好像不是太好。
Yeah. All right. Well, this game is.
So I think after this move, it's White already lost the chance. It's very difficult for White to catch up.
白棋就没有什么机会了。We still have we have one more game. That's board 1. We promised you guys to check in with that. So I guess we'll probably go to the other game really soon. Do we have a result? We could maybe get a word from our producers on how board 1 is turning out. Are they still playing, or what's the deal here? But yeah, while we do that.
So I definitely learned a lot in this game. Even though in the beginning I was also very careless, I didn't read a simple ladder, and gave away the advantage very early on. But I think later, in this battle, it was still it's still difficult to say who is definitively better. So I think I definitely value that I actually had a very nice opportunity during this game.
就是刚刚 Ryan 说从这盘棋里面学到很多，然后刚开始，就是没有看到争子，应该说错过了一个很好的机会吧。然后，你刚刚电我是 second half，
就是可能觉得就一开始，就太粗心大意了，连争子都没看就选择这个变化，然后一开始就可能感觉不太好，但是后来觉得这边就是挺看不清的，然后能下成这样，感觉有机会已经很满意了。
那丁老师也很感谢您来给我们来复盘。
比较早进入这个 激烈的状态。开始黑棋下的还比较顺，从这个白棋5线掉以后，黑棋下的有一点强。那白棋后来也是双方针锋相对吧，就这个地方黑棋就白棋整个的破进来，这个把黑棋的这个模样全部都破了。胜负关键处应该就是这个时候，看白棋能不能局部做活。实战可能白棋也是想出头，但是从局后复盘总结来看，好像出头不是特别好出所以局部做活可能会比实战要好。
So just final thoughts on the game from Mr. Ding there. Black, I think Black, well, he thinks that Black got to a really nice start early on in the game, but when White invaded or tried to reduce Black's moy from the 5th line, Black maybe played a little bit aggressively. So, so it was going to go to a fight like that, what happened in the actual game. So the pivotal moment of the game was whether White could just, settle in Black's territory, because if that happened, Black would have had a deficit in the territory, but maybe that was like the crucial moment, and White should have tried living just locally instead of trying to come out. All right, well, we have a result for you on board 1. I believe that we have a resignation. We have a win by resignation. Black, I believe that is An Dao-hun, 9th professional. Has defeated Zhao Lianchen, 7th amateur, on board 1, which means that he will have 7 wins and 1 loss. So, which most definitely marks him the winner of this year's U.S. Masters, barring some miracles tomorrow and tiebreakers. Korea for winning this year's U.S. Masters. Should we take a look at the ending a little bit, or do you guys want to wrap up here? 你们还想看一下那盘棋结尾吗？还是？
结尾应该不用看吧。
Okay, all right, yeah. I think we should just wrap up. It's been a long night, so yeah. If you want to check out the SGF, so you can definitely do that on KGS. All the games are recorded. Obviously by our wonderful game recorders. We have to thank them for their wonderful time and just effort taken in recording our top board games. So if you want to check out the full SGF of Michael or Zhao Lianchen's game against An Dao-hun, you could do that on KGS. Just search US Go 1 and that will take you right there. But I want to thank you, everyone. This is I've done this since 2015. I've hosted some sessions. And now this is my 4th year, but this is one of our best Go streams ever. We reached 12,000 viewers, and then now we're here with 2 players of the game. One of them is not a professional. It doesn't get much better than this. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you want to follow more of this content, please just click that purple follow to our US Go Web channel and on YouTube as well. If you want to check out some extra coverage, please go to our Facebook and Twitter, and of course the links I already mentioned are below. And last, I just want to thank Nathan Epstein.